YouTube been acting weird.
And we're live.
There
Welcome to Above and Beyond Drones with Jim Boyd and Al Diaz.
What's up, everyone? That was a great introduction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Kenny, Robert Glazer. I'm riding Daytona. Man, we got some. I know you guys got miserable weather, but freaking drizzling and heat. Stinks,
I gotta turn off my. There we go.
Echo?
I was getting an echo because I didn't turn off my volume on my YouTube. Oh,
I'm not masters at this.
Yeah, I got this voice I could talk about.
What were you saying now?
I said I'm not master at this like you guys are.
Ah, okay.
Every time I look at my subscription, I see you guys on like different live streams.
Man, it's 90% humidity, 82 degrees. When I popped on...
We're in the single digits here in Denver.
Wow, already.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's 93 here today in California. Smoky air.
But 82, 1% humidity.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Hey,
It's a dry heat here.
Yep.
Tomas made it. Man, he said he
Tomas, yeah.
Guys, Robert
and Kenny Cardoso, Media, and
Kenny.
David.
AZ Drone, Arizona Drone.
Dude.
You caught that. AZ, I'm always saying Arizona, and then we were in some...
It's Arizona, right?
Yeah, we were in some chat. I think Mitch's where I said AZ.
GFO Drone. What's the gentleman's name? GF Drone. You guys did a live stream.
Oh, that's Mike.
GFO Drone. What's going on, Mike?
Yeah, Georgia.
He's our COVID guy, our COVID survivor.
Wow.
I added you as a moderator.
Mike B. Peter Carroll, hello.
No, Peter Carroll.
Hey, Pete.
Mike B.
Mike B. A.K.A. the Drone Ranger.
Popping in now. I said hello. Yeah, I did. And then I made Arizona Drone Dude a moderator. Okay, I'm up to snuff.
So what was Art talking about his PGY Tech?
Yeah, I bought this little guy. It goes on the Mavic Air 2. And
how much can that Mavic Air 2 hold, for God's sakes?
Does
that mess up GPS signal when you put it in?
No. It's got a hole on the top to turn it on. It's got a hole on the bottom. You can see, right there. That's for where the sensor, downward sensor, and the holes on the side where the battery buttons are when you connect it to the drone. And it's got these cute little flashlights.
What are they? Are they even AAAs?
No, these are like those.
Those little tiny dot batteries where you got to put 4 of them in
there?
They're
like watch batteries.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from? Did they send it to you? Or did you win it? Because you seem to be winning
I bought this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted. Nice. I had one that was for the Mavic Air that I bought a little over a year ago and tried that out. And I wasn't too happy with it because it had a lot of shake to it. And so is this thing. If you watch my video, and you'll find out. And then you get.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That one I did not watch.
Yeah.
Well, you just put that out.
Yeah.
And
boy, does it make a racket. When you listen to the audio from the camera, it's like you're right next to a nest of hornets.
That's when if you edit it, just cut it out.
Yeah.
Like FPV.
I only had maybe less than a minute of it, so you kind of get the idea. But boy, it wouldn't let me go over 250 feet because it was just really struggling.
Well, how heavy?
So-
That's what I'm saying. Is that thing metal or plastic?
It's plastic.
And then you put
Yeah.
the camera. You had a
Put the
camera in
camera in
there
there.
too, right?
The camera on it. But I just ordered a GoPro 5, and that has stable image stabilization. Wonder if that might help it out.
Al, do you want to show that one you were showing, that GoPro Hero that you were gonna lighten
Oh,
up?
yeah. I'm breaking this down.
Let me see if I can make
A naked GoPro case. I got this for
Okay.
real cheap. It's a GoPro Hero 6.
Oh, okay,
I'm in the
cool.
process of breaking it down so I can mount it to my 95
Okay. Cool.
V2. Yeah. So I was in the process of doing that. Watching video, Whiffle's video, and going through that process.
Awesome.
So
I just think it's amazing because to me those cameras, I mean, they're not light.
now here's the backboard that goes on the motherboard that you attach to the motherboard once you decase the GoPro. So I got to get this whole front off, get the
Right.
motherboard out of here, connect this to it, and then sit it in here.
Uh-huh.
And then this will mount up to this right here. Right now, the Instago, that's the Instago mount.
Oh,
And this is, Instago is only like 1080. Films
Right.
I think it's 25 FPS, 5 minutes. I took it back. I sent it back. Hey, it's Matt.
Yeah.
Good day,
And you
buddy.
made it dead too. Good.
So that thing's gonna be like half the weight.
Yeah, it's supposed to weigh like 17 grams, 20 grams. No, but knowing my luck, I'll F it up, dude. But I'll put it back together and I'll send it back. You didn't hear that.
Thomas, how are you? Peter, how are you? Thomas, Kenny, GFO, g'day everybody, aka Jim.
My audio is tiny or pinched sounding.
Oh, Tinny.
Hey, Bob Casey, Thomas, Peter.
Oh, tinty.
Yeah,
Oh,
instead of sounding like Lauren Bacall, you sound more like yourself.
Here we go.
Megan hates me.
Bob Casey, how are you? What's going on, boys?
Same old, we're just talking.
Yep.
Wait for you to get in there.
Yep.
Talk about that HDR. This Jim's got close. He's getting close to it.
I have a complaint, and I'm just going to say it quickly. I have a complaint with DJI. They sat there and they joined ACES in 2018. That's the Academy Color Encoding System for the Academy of Motion Picture Sciences.
Right.
And they haven't done anything with it. What I mean by that is Matt and I can go into, and Al can go into Davinci and just hit IDT, which is Input Device Transform. It's got an IDT and an ODT. So it seems like every camera, Canon, Sony's, they all have an IDT. So it identifies the video coming into DaVinci Resolved, so it knows how to handle it, and you're coloring a lot easier.
Right.
DJI joined them in 2018, and I just want to prove it because we all know how I love DJI. Share screen. I'm really getting tired of DJI, but there. Big news. June of 2018. What is this now? I'm sorry, I thought it was 2020. They joined the Academy Color Encoding System, becoming an industry standard for managing color throughout the life cycle of a motion picture or television production. And there is 2 years later, there is no way to get DJI footage into DaVinci as DJI footage.
Well, how do you get it in there?
Well,
Matt?
they're like using a LUT. You would call it either a Canon. There's a bunch of different.
So you're using other camera camera codes or
Right.
whatever settings for
Right.
for the DJI.
Well, there are DJI LUTs in there.
Not a LUT, an input transform, which means it's a input device transform. That's what IDT stands for.
Are you guys using your own LUT? Matt, are you guys using your own LUTs, or are you using someone else's LUT and then kind of
I am
fixing
using
in
someone else's.
Okay.
I generally color grade my my footage without a LUT lately. Every now and again, I'll put a LUT in. Depends on what look I want. I did on my last one because there was an old rustic type look, and I thought, yeah, that looks nice. So I used it because it suited the footage. But generally, at the moment, I'm doing my own LUT. Basically my own LUTs, and doing it like that. But there are DJI LUTs in Davinci, Jim.
There are LUTs, but not input transforms.
What's the difference?
I thought you were talking about LUTs.
The input transform, IDT, tells Davinci what camera it came from, and it automatically knows the gamma and the S curve on the.
So what's the
camera.
difference? What's the difference between putting a DJI LUT on and putting a Canon LUT on?
Is it too much saturation? Maybe the DJI, or too much contrast?
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you're going with the X5S camera, hey, Jody, and Bob Casey, we say hello to Bob, too?
Yeah, we did say hi, Bob.
Bob put out a video, and we're going to show it in a minute.
We did.
After we're done skewing DJI.
Drone shots. How are you, mate?
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
I want to show everybody a blast from the past, if it's all right.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Anyway, Matt, that's called an IDT, input device transform.
Okay.
All right, I got it.
Who's that guy?
Oh, who's that?
Has anyone seen A Big Bang Theory?
Yep, that's moi 40 plus years ago.
What year was that? Was that around 1977? Yeah, it says class of 79. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I recognize that polyester suit. We all had them.
Yeah,
Holy moly.
look at that hair, and I had the Bob Greasy glasses.
That's the Hardy Boy look.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Hardy Boys.
Austin Powers, Peter Carroll.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Was Ari in here? I thought someone said hello to Ari.
Drill me.
Yeah. Ari just popped in.
Hey, Ari.
Ari, how are you, mate?
Hey, Ari. Bob Casey. Peter
Mm.
Carroll. Kenny Cardoso Media.
Kenny's here. Kenny would be great. And Matt. I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to Davinci,
Yeah, there you go.
Wait a minute. We got to talk about this stupid thing before I forget. Share screen. Okay, since we all know that Christmas is coming.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have Halloween coming up. Who's getting dressed up?
Christmas is coming, so DJI has to put out something, and they're supposed to have a September 10th announcement.
I think they're releasing a new drone, the Mavic Mini 2. Oh, that would sell like hotcakes during
Dude,
Christmas.
can you imagine if you just bought a Mini, how pissed you'd be?
That's what I'm saying.
I know. But that's how they are. They've taken the Apple motto. And as a customer, I'm used to getting screwed like that.
Yeah.
After
Feels great.
I bought that full setup of the DJI Matrice 210, they came out with version 2.
Yeah.
So how about the Mavic Mini 2 mini pad?
What would the Mavic Mini 2 have? 4K?
They
Probably a
don't
little
say.
bit bigger?
It's
I think everybody. It's
uh,
wishful thinking.
2.7K, 30-minute flight time. This is what this is saying. Of course, we know with DJI, everything's a rumor.
Or they could be coming out with a camera, another gimbal, because they're afraid to put out a drone since all this FAA stuff is. and
I agree
culminating.
with that. I really do. And then Skyward sat there and got a waiver from the FAA to actually fly their drones from home. But it's only because of the wildfires and only because they live next to the wildfires. And Al, I was reading on the
Walmart. Isn't Walmart looking for drone pilots just like Amazon was? They're going to start doing the delivery just like Amazon.
I haven't
Or
seen
something
them.
like that somewhere.
I've got a question for you guys. I just passed my
Congratulations.
current exam for my Flight 107, Part 107. Now, what do I do with this? Do I go to ICARA or do I mail this, or are they going to mail?
No, you have to hold on. That's yours permanently.
You hold on to that.
All right.
You should be getting the card, your hard card.
Your card will come in the mail.
No, it'll come in the mail.
Okay.
Frame it, son. Frame it.
Hey,
So you can
Rick.
frame it. Congratulations
There you
there,
go.
Art.
I'd like to find out what questions I got wrong. It was
Says it.
harder than I thought
It
it would be.
says it right on that piece of paper which ones you got.
Yeah,
wrong.
but it'll.
But you can't find the coding for that
Yeah.
question.
It's got the coding, but it doesn't tell you what the question was.
It does
It
on
just
the
tells
ICARA
you
site.
the topic.
I just took my second reoccurrent a few weeks ago, a month ago.
Cool.
Remote
Kenny
Pilot
says-
101.
Kenny says frame it, Art.
They need to update their Remote Pilot 101. They need to add in, because one of the questions was you had to know your latitude and longitude. And I'm like going, holy crap. I sort of remember it. And I'm like going, all right, do the numbers go bigger going east or smaller? I mean, yeah.
That's the gist of it when you're reading graphs and stuff.
Yeah.
All your graphs
Because
is
they
done
said,
off longitude.
and they give you 3 choices. And I'm like, oh, holy. So I just guessed,
Well,
Google.
no, you can't when you're there. You're on their computer
No.
taking the test.
Yeah, you can't bring your cell phone in or your tablet.
They
No,
take
you
everything
just-
from you.
I just brought a magnifying glass just in case I had to really squint to see where the numbers are on those graphs that they give
That's smart. They tell you to bring that. That
Yeah.
was very smart
you. Mm-hmm.
because the legends are so small.
Yeah, because they'll say you're flying your drone 3 miles east of Mercer Airport near Dallas Fort Worth Airport. What is the height of the tallest tower? I'm like, okay.
Rick's saying you don't get a new card. When you do your recertifications, you don't get a new card.
No, the only
Oh.
time you get a card is when you lose it.
Original.
And you pay to get another one,
Oh, cool.
which is like $2, I think. Well, it was when I lost mine.
Andy, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Hey, Andy. Haven't seen him in a while.
Andy, how are you, buddy?
Some guy named Northeast Drone Productions.
What?
They can take it for me. I'll send you guys. I saw that you guys have to start registering everything now with the CAA.
No, Recreational's got a couple of years yet. I think commercials coming up now or soon or something. Ari, you'd know about that. But yeah, no, we still got a couple of years and what have you. I'm still pissed that I have to do it. It's
So what are they doing? You have to register, or they're giving you more stringent rules like they're going to be doing here? Or?
Now, are you going to have more stringent rules there?
Well, I think yours is a little bit more. I don't know. The whole commercial setup of what you guys do over there, I think it's a lot harder than over here. But I could be wrong. I've heard Ari speak about it before. I don't know.
Because I heard Canada was actually relaxing a little bit. I didn't know too much about the US. I mean, I don't know if that's right or not, but they say they should relax too because they're mental.
Kenny
those
says
are
they
all.
have to register everything over 250, just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Casey wants to know, Art, what you thought the hardest question was on the test. It's not really that they're hard. It's just that the answers are confusing.
Yeah.
Give you three
METARs,
answers.
when I first took the test, was the toughest. The METAR questions. They are.
Eh,
G'day, everyone. Excuse me, I look like hell, but I feel like hell, so it matches.
Nothing new. Nothing
Yeah,
new.
how are we all day?
Great.
Yeah, thanks.
So, other than feeling
And-
crap.
And fuck
Oh,
you very much, Jim. Yeah.
But by the way, Godspeed, Eddie Van Halen sadly passed away today, the
Oh,
age
really?
of 65.
65 from throat cancer.
Yeah.
all
Friggin'
that screaming.
disgusting.
Holy
that was
shit!
David Lee Roth.
I've seen him, the old Van Halen and the Van Hagar.
I have too, my friend. I grew up with that band.
Yep, same here. Yep.
That was terrible.
Raining down in South Australia. Send some up here, Andy. I've got to green some of this countryside up. My goodness.
I started
man.
out on Nazareth and Led Zeppelin.
Montrose, Ronnie Montrose, and
Yeah,
in fact, Sammy Hagar sang with Montrose.
Yeah, he was
too.
in that. Yep. He let's see, Bad Motor Scooter,
Rock Candy,
Rock Candy.
their famous song, Rock Candy, baby.
Such a lot.
Yep.
You know, the funny thing here is that most people don't know that Eddie and Alex were classically trained by their father
Yep.
on
That's right.
the piano and a few other instruments. But Eddie was given a drum set by his father. But when Eddie used to come home from school, Alex was always playing his damn drums. So he said, screw it, I'll just play the guitar. And that is the actual fact of how Eddie started playing with guitar.
Yep.
And how he got that sound was because when he first hooked up his amp, he plugged it into 120 volts DC in America. And they had come over from, now I forget what it came over. Anyway, but the amp was set at 240 volts. So he was actually playing it at
Right.
the wrong voltage. So that's how, much like Boston got their sound because the amp was actually broken.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, throat cancer. And if you remember a few years ago, now I guess it's 10 years ago, he had tongue cancer. He had a piece of his tongue cut out.
Yep.
I
Not
didn't
good.
know he had throat cancer.
Yep. I believe he was a smoker, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to have it sitting on the guitar strings.
Yep. Yep. Right, Jim.
Yeah, I know.
Not judging.
And then
Not
his
judging.
son, Wolfie, named after Wolfgang
Wolfgang.
Mozart. Wolfgang Mozart.
Yep.
Thank you.
And who was he married to?
Well, Bertinelli,
Yep.
he's actually still married now to Janie.
Yeah, she
something.
remarried. Yep.
He's
Now
married
she's
in
on the Food
2009.
Network.
What was that show she was on?
One day at a time.
One Day at a Time with the
Yep.
super.
Well, I don't
Bonnie
feel sorry for him. He
Franklin
lived a
and
great
Philip
life.
McKenzie.
He's only 65, man.
Yep.
That's not old in this day and age.
No.
No.
Remember when we were kids, if somebody was 60, they were damn ancient?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like 80 is the new 60 now,
Yeah.
as I say. Anyway, before it slips my mind, Al, before I joined you, asked that question. We don't need to register for commercial or be certified for recreational till late 2022, 23 here. But they're moving it in. Australia has a third class. We're unique. It's the only one that does. Everywhere else has, their Part 107 or the PFCO or REPL like we do. And then there's recreational. Australia has one in the middle, which they call excluded class commercial. And that's basically to allow people to earn a few bucks with their drone without going the full kahuna. And,
Right.
they can fly commercially and do a few more things. as long as the drone's under 2 kilograms in weight, and you can't get exemptions from the standard operating conditions. And that's the first class that have to be certified and registered. And
They'll be changing that here too, Ari.
Well, all 3 of my kids did it last weekend, the day that it went live. All 3 got 100%. So that, as they keep reminding me now, I'm no longer the only commercial drone pilot in the house, and I'm expendable.
How old do you have to be?
16.
16. Same here.
It's no longer a case of, Dad, can I borrow the car? It's, Dad, can I borrow the Phantom 4 Professional?
Well, taking the test and learning how to fly correctly are 2 different things. I'm sure you've told them.
Well, they could all fly. I taught them all to fly, and they've all flown my Inspire before I got rid of it, and all the others. So that's not a problem. And, the test is pretty real world in that none of them, they watched there's a little video you can watch which gives you some idea, and they watched it, but, they've picked up going out with me what the rules are, because I what I'm like, you've all heard me live stream, I have a constant commentary going on, and I'm talking to them, telling them, I'm not going over here because that's illegal, because this, and over there within 3 nautical miles of the movement area of that airport, and this sort of thing. Yeah. They didn't really formally study, and they all got through with a very good pass. So, I think that I'm with Matt. I'm annoyed for the fact that you even have to register. I think that's a crock. But if we put that totally aside, I think they've got the difficulty about right for what these people want to do.
I'm curious, what do you guys pay for your registration?
Recreational are going to be $20 a year for all the drones you can fly. This is not nailed down yet. These are the figures they're talking. Commercial operators are going to pay $160 per aircraft per year, and that's excluded as well.
You have till the end of the month to comment on that, right?
They want us to do it right now, but they're not going to start penalising people who don't. I've got the R.I.P. That is for life. I don't have to sit again. The excludeds have to recertify every 3 years. You don't have to be registered until the 28th of January for excludeds, but the penalty for failure after that is $11,100.
I'll give you a little tip. In America, everything's 2 years. I have to recertify as a paramedic every 2 years. You got to recertify this every 2 years. Anything medical is every 2 years.
Yeah, it's just
professional license.
Your other question, that's it too, Al. I've sat the Part 107 and the PFCO here at home, with papers that have been sent to me. I'm one of these guys, I like to read, so I know the rules in the US and the UK. I could pass them officially. My take on it is initially 2 or 3 years ago, the theory side here in Australia was a little bit harder. Now it's about on a par. The 107's gotten a little harder to get, a lot more of those air traffic and airspace and weather questions that you didn't have.
So you're not doing any manual flying. I thought there was a country.
Oh yeah, no, there is. Yeah, that's why I specified theory. Yeah, the difference is you have, because
they don't do that here.
No,
you can probably exempt a lot of the market being oversaturated.
They do it in
1,000
Canada.
Commercial pilots here in San Jose, California.
What was that about Canada, Jim?
They do it in Canada. It should be required. In order to fly it, you have to have an in-person review.
You have a minimum 5 hours of practical assessment, and you have to reach a standard. So it's not just 5 hours and you tick a box. You've got to be able to perform a number of set maneuvers, and if you can do that within 5 hours, they pass you. I know people who've had to go for 15 or 20 hours before they get a pass.
Well, if you look at any of the accident reports that I've posted up in our group, there are guys. There was one incident in the UK where 2 remote pilots in command were standing there watching their M600 fly away because they had it in a goddamn automatic. Excuse me. They had it in Lychee. They don't know how to fly. All they do is know how to program it to fly. If you don't know how to fly a drone when you're program shuts off, then you shouldn't be flying.
Well, I agree. You know, the thing with Lychee, the reason the next video I've got coming out next week is 100%. Every second of flight in it is Lychee. But you're right. You know, I can do anything I do with Lychee, I can do manually. But what I like about Lychee is I can do it time after time after time after time, exactly the same. If I want to try it at a different light, a different time of the day, a different phase of the tide, I go back and do it again and again. And
That's
you
fine.
know,
That's fine,
like
as
that.
long as when I shut everything off, including all your sensors, you know how to fly the damn thing.
Well, mate, I've been flying 30 years, you know, and let's face it, you don't. For people like you and I who've got a lot of stick time, I don't consider that a camera drone is flying. You're operating it. You know, the drone, the onboard computer flies it. You just got to be smart enough to know what to tell it to do and when to tell it.
You know, you fly those other drones now too, so you know that sometimes when you're flying, it'll stop because it senses a tree 20 feet away or something like. There's nothing more annoying to me than that.
I turn them off now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first started flying drones, Matt never turns on obstacle avoidance. And I've gone over to that way of thinking because I used to think it was a nice little backstop. And for somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience, I would always leave it on. But, you know, once you've been flying for a long period of time, you're often passing within 2 or 3 feet of a tree or, you know, or something. And you don't need the bloody thing coming to a halt in the middle of a cinematic run and going, oh, beep, 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 beep. I'm not going there.
Yeah.
And you'll notice too that when, well, as soon as you take off and you know 20 meters in the air, as long as you're above the trees, they're redundant anyway. And hey, buddy. So yeah, they're just a waste of time having on when you're up there, you know. And as you know,
turn off the bottom sensors.
No, not the bottom ones. No, just the obstacle avoidance, mate. The back and front, you don't need them when you're up there, you know, getting those shots. But as you know, I like flying close to shit, and it just doesn't work with them on. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, they were the main reason I nearly lost the Zoom that day down at the well, you know, which I'd reinstalled all of my software and so forth, and obstacle avoidance was on, and I went off flying with obstacle avoidance on. And on the way home, it triggered about 43 times with false detection because of the sun. So that's why I nearly never made it home. It would stop, climb 10 meters, move forward, stop, climb 10 meters, and it did that until I finally got contact with it at 890 feet again, and 15% battery. Yeah, at times it's worse.
I have noticed that too. That'll go off for no reason when you're flying, even if you're 120 up. You hear what the hell's that? You know, and you think, oh, a bird's in front of me or whatever, but it's not. It's picked up some anomaly in the air, sun especially.
I've had the Mavic 2 Pro up, you know, let's say 200 feet. Doesn't matter what the height is. Stop dead.
Yeah.
Why?
It's false alarming. When you read, all of the DJI drones are known for it, with the sun in certain positions, especially if you're flying over water. You know, the camera triggers and it comes to a halt. And if you've got smart return to home on and you happen to be disconnected like I was, the drone's going to spend forever trying to climb over a non-existent obstacle.
Well, exactly. I actually had to turn. It actually told me to redo my position sensors. Oh, that's a fun job.
Yeah, isn't it?
With Mavic, the DJI Assistant 2. That's a pain in the ass.
You've got to make sure. You've got to make sure that you select Mavic 2 Pro, because I was there one day. It wouldn't calibrate the bottom sensors, and I'm going off my nut. And I actually had the Mavic Pro selected. You arsehole.
I didn't know you could do that because they have so many friggin' versions of DJI Assistant 2. There's a version for each god blessed drone.
That happened to me. I kept on trying to connect to one of my drones and it wouldn't connect. And I finally realized after searching that the firmware was old on the Assistant.
And how mad were you? You're ready to throw the damn thing by then,
I was
right?
pretty pissed off. Yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to plug in my USB cord to the computer and then hold the drone in front of the computer screen, and up and down and left and right to follow that stupid blue box around.
Yeah.
Don't you love it?
No,
just as well we're all older and more patient. You know, I would have hated to be 20. Back when I was 20 and I just qualified as a telecommunications technician, I have been known to throw a radio transmitter out through the window while the window was closed.
Yeah. Hey, Adrian, do you have to calibrate the Autel, mate?
Yes, you do.
Okay, is it the similar sort of thing as the
Same process, same bullshit.
They have an assistant program like DJI
They have an
does?
assistant for the sensors, but there's not one for Mac. I forgot us iOS people. I think it's only for PC, dude.
Well, no one's going to support Mac, Al. You know, we all know that they're going out of business soon.
No, but seriously, they don't support. They don't
they
support
should.
Mac. They just support PC.
By the way,
Makes no sense.
how's everybody doing this evening?
What's up, Adrian? How you doing?
We're doing
Good.
good.
Say
Yep.
hello.
Well,
Everybody's on?
Edwin?
How's everybody in the chat? I don't have the chat up, so I can't really see who's talking to me on that.
They're all happy
The
you're
chat's doing good, Adrian.
Thank
Say
you.
hi
Austin.
to you.
They're
Appreciate
happy
you,
the
sir.
stream god is here.
Kenny and Peter are the only ones that said hello to you. So. Oh no, sorry, Rick Albers just said hello.
Oh, I couldn't see
How you
anybody
doing,
saying
Rick?
hello to him.
How you doing,
Mac
Rick?
for life,
Actually-
Kenny says.
Let me pull up the chat now. Give me a second. Go ahead.
I heard you all talking about Mavic Air, Mavic Mini 2 just before I joined in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I'm
want
saying it would be
Oh,
a hot cake seller if it came out during the Christmas holiday.
I went and had a look at the grant FCCI database, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
It's not mentioned by name. It's just called camera drone. But when you look at the bottom, hang on a second. It's probably going to be something mini size because the battery is about 2.2 amps, 2200 milliamps. So it's not going to be something big.
Could it be an FPV drone? A little Cinewoo?
No, that's about the right size. And there are some. They have to show you a diagram of where they're going to put the label on the drone, and it shows there's a little drop down back door like the Mini. So it's probably going to be a replacement. However, at the very bottom there's a confidentiality date. Up to which point the FAA have to keep it all secret, and that date is the 4th of March next year. So it might not make it out for Christmas. I don't know. If it is a Mavic Air 2, Mavic Mini 2, considering how short of time span the Mini has been out, to me that's a pretty much a prima facie admission that the original Mini was flawed, which most of us know. Bending arms and uncontrolled descents and this sort of thing.
Well, they're making their announcement that I thought it was supposed to be the 10th.
Yeah, they are.
But then 4K OcuSync, but that would raise the weight.
I saw
What they make it
2.7.
smaller than 250 grams.
I don't believe that. That's my technical background speaking, Al. But the miniaturization has gotten to the point, and the power output is so low that I've been told this before, and I used to think it was probably right, but I don't believe the hardware, the actual electronics for OcuSync, take up any more space than for Lightbridge or Wi-Fi or whatever. I think that they could get it in there in a 4K camera, but I think it comes down to the market point. If they make it too much like a Mavic Air 2, no one's going to buy a Mavic Air 2.
No, they cannot. I believe that they cannot go to a 4K camera on the Mini.
So what do you think? Maybe Phantom 5? The Return of the Phantom?
2.7K.
2.7's fine, and I mean I've seen enough footage of the Mini too that if they did have more camera control over it, that would be a fantastic little camera. That's for sure.
Ari, I didn't read the FCC filing database. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you said
Yeah,
was
I did.
it just said camera drone.
It just says camera drone, and 4th of March, it's under the confidentiality agreement. Look, I do, but the drawing that they've got there, I do believe it is going to be a mini replacement. And as I said, we could hope for occupancy, but I think that it's just going to be a revision to fix bugs.
Really? Well, that sounds like DJI. So same camera, same specs, maybe a little bit of control on some things.
I'm only guessing, but let's face it, the Air 2 has been less out for a shorter period of time. And if they make the Mini, if they even assuming they could, if they gave the Mini a 4K camera and it's already got a long flight time, why would people buy the Air 2?
Oh. But they've been known to cannibalize their products, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, they did it with the Zoom, did they not? I mean, with giving the Air 2 that zooming effect and everything. And
Nah, mate.
Digital zoom, mate, and the two zooms.
I mean, you don't get the camera settings. You like the log and stuff like that. I think you only get normal setting with Air 2, right? I don't have one, so
It's a different zoom, though, mate. There's the quality of the
lossless and optical.
Yeah, the quality of the two zooms a lot better.
But it still cannibalize it. I mean, people think about getting the Mavic Air 2 before they'll get a zoom.
Well, a lot of people don't know the difference between digital and optical anyway, It's, they don't, oh, look, this one does it better than that. Well, no, it doesn't,
It's the numbers marketing.
That's what happened.
Bigger number, people buy it.
That's what happened when Mike took his drone out, had it zoomed all the way in. It wasn't sharp because it's a digital zoom.
Yeah,
if you're using a digital zoom, it's just the basic laws of physics. You've got X amount of pixels in the sensor. If you blow the image up to twice the size, each individual pixel takes up twice the space.
Yep.
There's no way around that.
Yep.
And hello to Tom and Ken. Yes, I'm with you, mate. Look, I don't have a Mini because they scare the hell out of me. This business of, was it Daddy of 13? Someone put out a video, had one go into a unplanned descent 5 miles out over the desert. And as, Matt and I, we do 50+% of our flying over water. And as you say, the wind, if you've got a nothing big, a 20-kilometer-an-hour wind flying a Mavic Mini, you're coming home really, really slowly.
Hey,
that was Dad Random. Dad
Random, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me jump on this because we haven't had it out in a million years. My granddaughter and her friend were over the other day, and they actually wanted to fly the Telos. So I took.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh.
I've had the things for what, 2 years sitting here now.
Yeah.
But the thing is with them, Ari, you got to use them in the house because we use them out here. The wind, seriously takes them away.
Yep.
You either land real damn fast or you learn how to use the wind and fly with the wind, to bring it back to you.
I know a guy who lost 2 in 2 days. He lost his first one in a pond, and then he went on holidays. The next day, they went up the coast. He's in a high-rise. He took it off inside the unit and flew it out over the balcony. It was gone.
Yeah.
Look what Kenny said. A friend of his has lost 2 minis in the lake due to the winds.
Yeah, the Mini you can't fly in high winds. I like it though. It's portable. I like it how it's just the camera's decent enough.
Yeah,
not a bad little drone, man. If you're going on travel or you're riding a motorcycle, I don't know, taking it along on family trips.
You did a good video. You did a good video of yours in that little creek, mate. And that's ideal for that sort of thing. It's close quarters flying and all that sort of stuff. A thing's going to just go through places like the Spark too. You can put that where you can't normally put other drones. That's
one thing I don't like about it is the propellers. I don't like it how the propellers are like a parrot. The 2 separate props.
They suck.
They bend everywhere when you put them in a case.
They suck.
I don't like about it.
We've been spoilt with the quick release, and we all love them. And it almost seems a step back in time when you have to pull a screwdriver out to change your prop. It's an inconvenience these days.
When did quick
like one of these drones then.
Quick release? Um,
Well, you gotta unscrew it.
Oh my God, they gave you one of them, Art.
Oh, I've had this for a few months. I've got my little tiny Hawk 2, and this is when I
Can I
get
give you-
proficient with that, I'll fly this.
Well, can I give you a bit of advice? Don't
Sure.
fly it over the neighbour's house. And if you
Yeah.
do and get on their roof, don't send one of
Oh.
your other drones to recover it.
Right, and don't fly it over water, or let my friend fly it over one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flying through water.
Yeah, Rick says he's afraid to fly as many. Is it
Yeah.
because of the wind? Oh, because of the wind.
Oh, I love my Mavic Air too.
Now, where'd you get that from?
I got it from Ken Dono.
Okay.
Yeah,
And which drone did you get from Sean Oz?
the Autel Evo.
And which drone did you just win?
That would be a Buds 20.
Okay. Anything else we can do for you?
You can wipe his ass for him if you like.
Yeah.
Fly to his house.
Agent K just asked a question about flying in fog and smoke. Yeah, I think it would violate the visibility rule. Here in Australia, I'd have to check again what the exact wording is in the US, but in Australia, line of sight is defined as being the maximum distance which you can see and orient your
Unaided.
drone with the naked eye. So you not only have to be able to see it, you have to be able to tell which way it's pointing. And so, yeah, if you were flying through heavy smoke or fog, that wouldn't pass line of sight.
Mhm.
yeah, no, that.
I think it's like
That's right.
2,000 feet horizontally, isn't it? And 500 feet vertically in
That's
the
from the
States.
clouds. Yeah. From
Yeah.
Yeah, from the clouds.
We used to have a distance clause. Line of sight was set at a hard distance, but then they changed it to that definition. So, theoretically, if you're flying a big agras, your line of sight might be 3,000-4,000 feet. But if you're flying a Mavic Mini in a snowstorm, then line of sight's going to be 6 inches.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, Ken Heron did a video where he was flying over some smokestacks where it was a power plant,
right.
and he went right through the fog or whatever coming from the stack, and I was like, it looked really cool the way he did it.
But let me tell you something else. If you're doing that and it's a cloud, not the fog, I'm not talking about smoke now. If
Right.
you're doing that through a cloud, clouds have condensation in them.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
You can get the water on the sensors,
Yep. Mhm.
and that could stop the damn drone
Yep.
too.
Mhm. Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
It has to be
when I was-
favorable weather.
I was flying out at one of the lakes one morning, and it was really foggy, and every time I brought the drone back, it was bloody wet.
Oh,
Yep.
But it doesn't concern me too much because it's the tool, and if the tool wears out, you get another one. And to get the shots that I wanted, I wanted to put it where it was. It wasn't far away from me, like basically right in front of me a lot of the time.
yeah.
But it was that bloody foggy that it was just wet all the time. But it's just one of those things. If it corrodes or whatever and stuffs up in the end, then that's par for the course. It's like anything; it's not going to last forever. And I'm not going to miss out on doing something just because I'm worried about a little bit of condensation or fog or whatever getting on the drone.
Right.
But it is surprising. I was literally, like you're saying, my neighbor across the street had a bonfire going during the 4th of July. A pretty good sized fire. So I said, I'm sure I can get this on the drone, right? I put the Mavic 2 Pro up. Of course, all you could see is just the fire. It looked like shit,
Right.
But it was July in Florida, and when that drone came down, it literally dripping wet. The water was dripping off of it.
Yeah.
That's a little scary when you see it.
It's crazy to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
When that happens, you think, what? First time I saw that, I was down in South Australia with Andrew Elschwager, and we're out at one of the the volcano out there. And the fog was that bloody thick. We didn't fly. Well, we did fly, but we were just down low, and I was getting some of this little cottage and shit. But he pumped his up, and as soon as he did it, I looked at him and said, "Dude, don't do that," because it disappeared. It was that thick, and it was very low, and he pumped up through the fog. I said, "Mate, don't do that. Don't do that. You can have some issues trying to get that thing down." And sure enough, he had a lot of trouble getting that thing back through the fog, because of the sensors and what have you.
Yes.
Should have turned them off.
Well, there's a map. There's a map on the app where you can see where the drone is.
But if the sensors stop you,
Not worried about that.
nothing you can do.
It thinks the ground's there.
Oh, okay, I see.
That's why you never pump it up into the fog like that.
I see. Okay.
And or it thinks there's something in front of it, and it'll stop flying and not let you command it anymore.
Just won't go anywhere. You got to
So the
turn
battery-
you got to turn the sensors off altogether. If you get stuck like that, you just got to shut it all off.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're never gonna. You could have all sorts of problems.
Kenny, how did that act? Kenny said he had ice buildup on the actual props.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
Well,
How did
We
that
actually
act?
we actually cover that, as part of your remote pilot's license here in Australia. And I think to myself, how many geographic places are there in Australia where you're actually likely to get ice build up, below multiple thousands of feet?
Yeah.
And you got to change your props too on those high altitude places, like in Colorado, right?
Yeah, thin air, altitude.
Yeah, thin air.
Let me ask you a question. Has anybody actually got caught in the rain? I have.
Yeah. With the Spark, I have.
no.
Yeah.
And I was actually able to fly it back, no problem. And it
Yeah,
looked
no issue.
it looked great on the camera. You could see the heavy drops.
Yeah. If you or one of my videos, I think it was Perlingbrook. Anyway, one of them. You can see the rain in the footage that I got there. And by the time I got it back, it started to piss down. But I was lucky enough to get the footage I did before it came back. But yeah, it got a little wet.
Tim Jackson. It's always scary when you see something dripping wet.
Well, I was up at Spin Up. I sounded a lot like this.
I think I'm flying a little too high.
Yeah, that's the bit. The air's a bit thin up there, right?
Yeah,
Tim
you're
Jackson.
going from 5280 here in Denver to 9100 up in Dill.
I mean, you're already a mile high.
Yep.
So they don't make a set, because I know on the Inspire, they had a set of high altitude props. Do they continue doing that?
I thought they had them for the Phantom too. I could have swore I seen them up for the Phantom series, high altitude props.
Do they? You don't hear a lot about that. Do you know anything about that, Adrian?
No.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Hey Kenny, I had my warning below 15. Actually, mine cut in at 15 one morning, so I took it off and I hovered it and watched the battery temp pop up. Went into about 23, 24, and it was fine. And off I went and did my flights. But that was the first time I got the warning ever. But that was like early morning in the winter.
Did you say you were going to put up Bob Casey posted video?
Let me
I have nothing popped up in my subscription. I know I'm subscribed.
I got
Can you put
notice
his
from
link?
him.
I'm pretty sure.
Let me pop it in here.
Peter Carroll, Florida, does have high altitude. It's Mount Dora.
That's the highest point in Florida.
How high is that? Above sea
Ridiculously
level.
low.
Well,
I'm
you know, in Kansas, every time a cow takes a dump, the guy comes over with a sign that says, highest point in Kansas.
Sounds like Australia.
Oh my
The
God.
highest altitude that Matt and I have to worry about is if we stand on tippy toes.
And I get a nosebleed then.
Bob, we got to get rid of this friggin' senator. He's killing me.
Well, Jim, you're a marksman.
No, he ain't. No, hey, Ari, no, he ain't. He don't even own a fucking gun.
Yeah,
Once a marksman, always a marksman.
1,000 yards, my friend, on paper, certified.
You still don't own a gun.
I never
That he-
owned a gun. I owned
That he'll own up
rifles.
to.
I owned rifles and pistols, but I never owned a gun. My gun is hanging between my legs.
Polly,
That's the rifle and that's the gun. That's for shooting, and that's for fun.
That's
Well,
right.
where is Bob Casey?
I'm trying to find it, but this damn senator is killing me. I have Bob's.
There he goes.
my
He
phone.
put it up.
Oh, thank God. Saved me. Because I had it on my phone.
Look at that. I subscribed to him, and it says I'm not subscribed.
I went through this with Matt's, and it's lying to you because when you actually go to the page, I was actually subscribed to him.
There's been a lot of people having those issues the last couple of weeks. Not that it's anything new, is it? You know, got to love YouTube. We don't pay for any fancy competence there.
My subscription has been going up and down like a bloody yo-yo lately. I don't know what's happening.
What? Is it going up and down?
Mine is, yeah.
Hey, Bob, is that music something we should care about?
Beautiful area.
Yeah, is it from Epic Sound or
Yeah, I know.
YouTube music?
That's what I was getting at.
What's the time?
Bob, I apologize. I thought I was subscribed to you. I'm pretty sure I was. And I hit the bell, but I did it now. And I'm giving you a thumbs up. Beautiful area.
Unreal, eh? Hey guys, I got to roll because I got to get ready for work.
That four-letter word again.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Shit.
yes, that's
But you're not working on Friday, right?
See smoke
No,
off on the right?
I got. Yep.
Yep.
Where's that?
Smoky Mountains.
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
Whose is it?
Bob Casey's
Casey's.
first video.
Did you check
really?
to see if you're subscribed? No.
I see
I
that.
wasn't subscribed to him.
Look at that
Yeah, I
sun
didn't get the
ray.
notification or anything.
Sun rays
Beautiful.
coming through.
Bob Casey. Let's have a look at Bob Casey.
I saw that
Yeah.
video. It was a nice video.
Why can't
Did you
I
leave a
find-
comment, Adrian?
You goddamn right I did.
He got actually
Beautiful.
a
Bob's
lot
the
of
senator.
views on
Truck.
this.
It kind of reminds me of trucking
He's
up in
waving
Sierra
down there.
Nevada.
Oh, I didn't hear. Can we play the audio? I don't know whose audio it is. If a video has YouTube audio, can you play it?
Yes.
You already been told.
Then
that
you
yes,
never know, you
can, Jim. Why you keep
Might be
asking?
taking a chance.
Oh,
Because
He
the
had it.
last time I was told I could and I played it, I got a
That's right.
copyright claim.
what? YouTube music's YouTube music, mate. That's what we all used on that World Flights thing. Everyone grabbed YouTube music because it doesn't matter what channel it's on. It's covered. So
When I
if you-
showed
Jim, he said
Ron's-
you can play. He said you can play the music.
If you got a claim, then it wasn't YouTube music.
Yeah, well, then I was told incorrectly by the person.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if I even remember asking. It was Ron's video, and I was playing the video with the music, the one he did of Alaska, his Alaskan
Yeah.
trip,
Yeah.
and I think I even forgot to ask him that. But
Oh,
we
just-
played it.
Fucking Ron must be in the background. He just son of a bitch. Like number 37 there, Bob Casey.
Wow.
And
Nice.
if I'm not, I think that's the Mavic Air 2 that he used on this one.
He
Yeah.
said this was footage from 2018. I could have swore he put that up. But,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
2018.
great, awesome. Look forward to more footage, Bob.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area. That's for certain.
Yep.
It is,
You know
isn't
what
it?
was cool? I mean, I like the way you could see the smoke coming down low over there, and then he had the sun rays off on the left.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been coming to like drawing blank on where I should go and film. Like it's like I've been there, done that, and I don't want to go there again. But I don't want to drive 2 hours or 3 hours like Matt does.
Well, Bob said it's the original Mavic Air.
It did a damn good job, I'll tell you that.
I must be doing this autonomously because he wouldn't have got connection.
Is it that shitty connection?
Oh, connection on that air, mate. Well,
It's okay. It's okay out in the sticks, Matt.
it'd be okay there, I guess. But that would all depend too, whether how much Wi-Fi is around all those cabins,
Right.
because that'll affect it too. They're ridiculously weak.
Well, my Mavic Air, my original, lasted a total. Well, my two Mavic Airs, because the first one died after the first flight and was replaced. My two Mavic Airs lasted a total of 5 flights before I got rid of it. Yeah, it did not appeal to me.
Oh, I was going to ask what happened.
Just-
They're terrible. Terrible.
Rick says we need to go down to the coast, Al.
What was that? What did you say?
Rick says you need to go down to the coast. Get some
Yeah,
video
but
art.
you've been there so many times. It's like I don't know. I'm kind of just.
Played out.
I guess it's a drone block. You know, like writer's block. You just
No, Matt and I have got the
come up
same
with-
problem.
kind of hard.
Well,
Matt made a rusty ass farm look great.
I was out most of the day filming, and that's all I got out of it.
Even
God damn
that train station, too. That Ari laid on the tracks.
Yeah.
That was
Ari
great-
put out a nice video the other day. Very cinematic. One of his best. I even complimented and told you that. I liked it.
Yeah, you did, Al.
Great
And
shots in it.
as I said to you in the reply, editing is my weakest suit, but I'm getting better. I mean, you can't hang around people who are, and this is not sucking up. I can't hang around people like you and Matt and other people who do a lot of cinematic good work without picking something up.
I think we're all determined by Matt and the cinematic beauty.
I had to laugh. I put a link to one that I did, like one of my very early videos where I fly across a bridge called the Horton Highway, which is like about 2.5 miles, across. And somebody chipped up and gave me about a 70-point critique on my video, along with far too many edits. You should have flown all the way across that bridge in one go. Great. Did you just clear it with Casa for me and I'll do that?
Exactly. Yeah, you can't do that one.
I gotta take off here. I gotta get ready for bed.
Take care,
All
Art.
right, Art.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Have a good night.
Good to
Sleep
see
well.
Come.
Matt and Ari, and
I'm going to go too, boys.
good to see you. Yeah, and Al.
See you later, man.
The other way.
Whoop.
The other way. There. No.
That way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, Jim. Take care, man. We'll catch you.
Thanks, Art.
See you later, man.
Take care. Oh, Matt left too, huh?
Yeah, he
Yep.
has to go to work.
Oh, he's got to go to work. That's right.
Hey, Adrian,
Yeah.
have we had the worst weather from hell or what?
Yeah, man. And listen, the whole day, it was beautiful and gorgeous. Then it just started fucking storming all of a sudden.
That's Florida weather, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
one day
pretty
sunny,
much.
the next day run.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
next minute rain.
Uh,
It's raining. Cats and dogs.
Yesterday was nice and cold as hell. Today, hot as shit.
Hey, Mel, 400 AGL, just been out riding his bike. Bastard. I mean,
Nice. There you go. Hey,
Nice
Mel.
evening bike ride. That's so nice.
Those are the best.
Low humidity. Yeah.
Those are the best. And no one on the road. Over here, there's too many people on the road. I don't know where he's. Where's he at? Tennessee? Isn't Mel in Tennessee? Somewhere near there?
Is
Not
he
sure.
in Arkansas now?
Arkansas?
I know he has a house in Tennessee. Hot ride in Daytona. I have a railroad bridge I want to fly. That's usually all metal, isn't it? Wonder if you got the OcuSync too, or the OcuSync.
Shouldn't have any issues. No, this Mavic 2 has two dual IMUs. No, or am I thinking the wrong bird?
No, the
Isn't it
Mavic,
dual?
the Mavic 2 does. The Mavic Air 2 doesn't.
That's
Oh,
single.
okay.
And actually, that
But I
does
think
make.
the Hot Rod in Daytona also owns an Evo 2 Pro. So is he talking about the Evo 2 Pro?
That's right, he does, doesn't he?
He put it up a while ago. Mentioned something about it.
Let me check.
Wooden
Hey, Kelly,
Bridge.
how you doing?
Oh,
well,
Wooden.
Ray Kelly, welcome
Oh,
to the chat, Ray.
That would be cool, Wooden. Hey, Ray.
Hello, Ray.
The
How are you
beauty
doing,
about
Ray
the
Kelly?
Wooden bridge. If that's
Hot
a
Rod-
covered wooden bridge, that's even
Hot Rod in
better.
Daytona, how you doing? Mel, how you doing, man?
I would like
No,
to
the
see
Raiders.
that.
The Raiders Stadium is. I think it's right next to. Is it McCarran Airport? Las Vegas Airport. It's right near the Luxor Hotel. I think it's in the.
It is?
Yeah, it's right. Maybe like if you're in the back lot, because I remember going last summer in the parking lot of the Luxor, and you could see across the ways from the distance, and
That
it was
whole area
not
is
too far. It's a
I
no
don't-
fly.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, question. Why is it that Hot Rod in Daytona and Tim Jackson doesn't have a blue wrench, man?
I don't know. Why?
That would be your responsibility. Get on it. Tim Jackson, the Hot Rod in Daytona, doesn't have a wrench. Give him a wrench.
Since when doesn't Tim? Where the hell's the chat? That wooden cover. I haven't seen a wooden covered bridge in Florida.
I think it's so sweet.
One.
I think it's so sweet the way that Adrian, nags Jim. It's just like an old married couple, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. That's okay. I mean,
Okay.
if there's one thing you cannot do, Ari, you cannot get involved in a husband and wife situation.
That's right, man. I stay right out of it.
Exactly. Stay out of it. There you go.
All right, I took care of that. Anybody else?
I will keep you updated, sir.
I got Arizona Drone Dude when he came on. Okay. Yeah, there you are, Tim.
So
It's a damn shame.
Pop it back out again. When I opened up Bob's video, it's through my chat.
Yeah, your chat disappeared. Yes, mine did too.
That's crazy. Not that it does anything being blue. I mean, I don't know what the hell.
Just give them the blue range, damn it. Make them feel good.
They got it.
Yeah, they got it now. Damn it.
Feel the love.
Can you feel it, Ari? Can you feel it?
no
Yeah,
flying
mate.
for you guys in Florida? No flying at all?
No,
Unfortunately, no.
It's been high winds for like a week, and interspersed there was so much rain that my friggin' car, a Chevy HHR, which I found out after going on YouTube videos, found out that the damn thing is known for having leaks up at the front windshield, just where the windshield meets the cowl at the firewall, Ari.
Yeah.
Chevy used a piece of rubber to cover the vent, and the seam
Hey, man.
seal. came
That's a
loose.
piece of shit design.
Yes.
Are you gonna get it fixed? I just got my front windshield replaced. A rock hit it and cracked it right in the center. And it was the crack was too deep to fill, so it cost $500 to replace.
Oh.
My deductible is like $200, so I just put it.
Well, wait a
That's
minute.
up,
I've had the windshield happen to me before, and my insurance
I had
covered everything. What did you have to pay?
I had to pay $200. I guess my insurance is not as good as yours. They came out and they inspected it, and they wouldn't inject it with the silicone stuff they put in the crack. They said they won't do it.
Well, glass is covered under comprehensive. It should have been just
That's
covered.
what I'm saying. My shit is all covered.
I was not
Howdy,
covered. I paid
boys.
$200 out of pocket. How you doing, Mel?
What's up, Mel? You
How you
did
doing,
fly
Mel,
that
Mel?
metal bridge. Did you fly inside that metal bridge?
I did. I have.
What'd you fly with? Mavic.
Mavic 2 Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
That's a long way from the original days of the first Phantom 4.
I wouldn't have done it with my Phantom 3 Standard back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Wi-Fi connection, you know.
What are you squeaking?
So-
Adrian is your resident bitch and sound effects creator, man. He bitches when people don't have wrenches, and he does all these sound effects that make everybody say, Adrian, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
I think he's ready to cook.
So, Mel, was I right? Are you in Arkansas right now?
Yeah, right now I am, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you're right, also, I do have my house in Tennessee.
Yeah, I thought so.
Man, I couldn't resist. The evening was just perfect. It hadn't cooled off yet, you know. When I got down by the river, biggest reason I went was just to go for an evening ride, you know.
Right.
And then I found myself riding along the river. That was a little chilly. I was kind of wishing I had taken a coat. But once I got away from the river again, it was okay. But I went down to the river because I wanted to go to this certain park to do a live Facebook thing, you know, to thank everybody for telling me happy birthday yesterday. So that was kind of cool.
Birthday.
Happy birthday for yesterday, Mel. 21 again?
Yeah, 21 again. I'm going to go ahead and announce this. It's going to get found out anyway. I sang a song to my boss yesterday on my birthday. Everybody's going, what
Yeah.
song? The guy that recorded it originally was Johnny Paycheck, and the song kind of goes like this. Heck yes, job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
Did you quit?
I did.
Wow.
I'm tired of coming home and getting out of that truck, getting in my car and driving home to the house here where I'm staying.
Right.
And by the time I get here, I can barely walk to get in the house. I mean, I'm in so damn much pain from that truck. Come in here and eat 800,000 milligrams of ibuprofen every night. I'm tired of it. Done with it.
Hey, Jim, I will jump back in a little bit, man. I'm about to start cooking.
Okay, buddy.
Thanks, Ray.
Ray.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm living on ibuprofen currently, Mel, and it just gets tiring.
Well, that was part of the reason I got out of my truck, you know, moving that x-ray equipment and stuff. That stuff is so heavy, and I was stressing my body so bad all the time. I mean, I was finding myself 800,000 milligrams just to get out of bed in the morning.
You got to be careful with that, too, because I was popping them for my back, 800 milligrams at a shot, because they're only 200 milligram pills.
Right.
And you can only have 2,400 milligrams in a day, or you start getting your liver.
Yeah. Well,
Tim,
for 2 years, I did probably 2,000, 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams a day for 2 years or more, 3 years.
Just excuse me, guys. Tim Jackson's got to be congratulated. He's just become a grandfather for the first time.
Oh,
Tim,
congratulations.
Awesome.
Life's going to change, mate, now, and now you can fulfill your ultimate purpose in life of being a bad example.
Yep.
You're going to love that.
And some advice.
He's the what not to do, Grandpa.
I'm sure that you guys remember this when you were raising your kids. There are moments that you only get once when you're raising kids.
Yeah.
Now with grandkids, you get a second chance at moments that you only get once. Enjoy them because you only get them once.
I'm telling you, mine is 12 already. It just goes so fast.
And remember all of those things that your kids did that drove you out of your cotton picking mind? Now you can teach those things to your grandkids and get revenge on your children.
That's exactly how it works. So I've been told. I don't have kids or grandkids, so I don't know. At least none that I know about.
I have kids. They're no longer kids. They're adults, but they're still living with mom and dad. Cost of living is too much in California, I suppose.
Thank you, Rick.
And Ray Kelly said happy birthday again, too.
Yeah, I saw. I said thanks,
Okay.
Ray.
All right. I didn't.
Thank you.
You ever
Yeah,
tried
so
CBD, Mel?
See what?
CBD?
No,
Cannabis oil, yeah.
I can't do that kind of stuff because of my commercial license.
Bingo.
There's no THC in it. It's all CBD. It's more CBD than THC.
Unfortunately, out here, there is no permissible level when it comes to THC. It's 0.0. So even the minuscule amount in medicinal CBD is it. I here in Australia, it's really tight, but I do qualify. I could have CBD if I wanted it. I don't.
Same thing
But
with
you're not.
alcohol.
It's not. You're not ingesting it though. It's more like a rub.
No,
Like
it's
like a
If
bump.
it's in your system, if it shows up in any kind of a drug screen, you'd be busted. But
Yeah.
no, I don't do that, Jim. I haven't. But same thing with alcohol here too, as well, Ari. With a commercial license for everybody in the country, your legal alcohol limit is 0.08 now nationwide. That's in every single state in the country. When you hold a CDL, it's 0.00. There is no 0.08. There is no 0.04. It's 00.
Period.
Any alcohol in your system with a commercial license, and you're in trouble. And if you get it in your truck, you're going to jail. It's crazy.
Would you lose the CDL?
Doesn't look anything like you, Tim.
You'd lose your job.
Yeah.
So, and nobody will hire you if you get that on your record. So, yeah.
Ari,
Thank you, Brent.
Is that
Mel, are you still doing
kid?
commercial work for drone stuff?
I'm still trying to.
I can relate to that. He doesn't look like you, Tim, fortunately.
Hey, Joy.
I put a couple feathers out there today, in fact, also. Sport fishermen, the tournament fishing guys that got the fancy bass boats that when they come off the dock, they go like a bat out of hell, and there's this much boat in the water, and the motor headed for their spot. Like it matters if they get there 30 seconds sooner,
Problem is, you're always, bidding against everybody else. And now it just got better for me. All three of my kids qualifying last weekend, and they all joined up, the same management agencies. Now I've got to bid against my own damn kids.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brent.
And that's the problem. Everybody will do it for nothing.
Recovery one, Dre. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, Dre.
So how much did it cost your kids to get that? $1,000 each one, or what?
No. The excluded class, it's only the full REPL that you have to go through a government mandated training scheme. And, it'll cost you a couple of thousand to get an REPL, not including your aeronautical radio operator certificate and all your other endorsements. I've got about $5,000 in my license. But the excluded class, if you can pass it, you don't have to do a course. It's free. They issue those licenses for free. Registration is all they're going to be up for. So each of them owns one drone, so they'll be up for $160 a year.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, speaking of registration, U.S. registration, all unmanned aircraft have to be registered, true?
Over 249 grams, yeah.
Yep. So what if you have some that are strictly hobby? Can you have dual? I mean, like with me, with being commercially licensed now, all of my drones fall under my commercial category, so I have to register each one, right? Or can I have one registered as commercial and 10 registered as hobby?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You could still
That's how I
do
do it. That's how I do it here.
Well, I'm going to have to go on my portal then and check that out, because they brought it up at the last meeting at the airfield for the AMA. They reminded everybody, make sure your registration's current, get it on your airplanes, so I've got to get a separate hobby number that I can put on all my airplanes, because I didn't do any commercial work with them, that's just RC airplanes. But they're unmanned aircraft above 0.55 pounds.
Yeah. And that's the way I originally did it, and I haven't changed anything, Mel. I just got the one recreation sticker and I put them on, I don't know, a couple of them.
Oh, I have
ones I
to go
don't
look.
use for
I might still
commercial.
have a recreational number available
Right.
that I can use. I don't know if I've got rid of all of them or not.
Did you
But
delete
yeah,
any? Have you deleted any?
yeah, I've deleted some. As I've
Okay.
sold drones, I've deleted those.
Oh, all right, all right.
You can
Yeah.
you can delete it on Drone Zone. They allow you to cancel the registration on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. When I sell one, I get rid of it.
I think originally there was no way to do that, right? A couple of years
No,
ago,
no, you could cancel them a couple years ago.
you could always do it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was been a couple years since I've done it even.
that's what I'm
And
saying. Yeah.
Ray, if you're a hobby flyer, one registration number covers all of your hobby drones. If you're a 107 pilot and you work commercially, each drone must be registered individually, and they all have their own registration number.
Right. I originally, like everybody else, started off just recreational flyer, so I got
I
that
think everybody does that, Rick.
original
No,
number.
here's the FPV drones, right? See, that's something I have not done. My little Cinewhoop I have is way over 250
I was
grams, and I have yet registered it.
Is it? I mean, I've
Yeah,
got a Mavic Mini, and I don't think the Cinewhoop's heavier than that.
But
This
some of
one's
those
a 3-inch
FPV
one.
drones are like some of ours
If you
are.
put a camera on here with a Forest battery,
okay, yeah.
this was, and I have not registered. I just fly in the backyard, but the other day I went out to the park. If someone would ask me, I would have probably gotten popped.
I don't think. Well, you live in California, so it's hard to say. But around here, nobody'd ever even know that you have to have it registered.
Anybody who's looking at it, yeah.
Right?
I've never seen a FAA inspector. I've never been asked, and Lord knows I've had police interactions plenty of times. All good, by the way.
I've only had a couple, and good, and yeah, they didn't even know what they were looking at, let alone what to ask for.
I've had people hassle me, but never a police officer.
Right?
Unbelievable.
Yep.
I had a sheriff one time. There was like a fair going on, and they had the fire trucks out and all that, show the kids and all,
Mm-hmm.
So I was driving home from a shoot, and I said, "Oh, let me just get a quick shot." And I had the Matrice with me, and I'm on this side of the highway, and everything's taking place over here. I had a sheriff start blocking traffic, and I'm sitting there going, "No, no, no." He was blocking. He came over to me and said, "Yeah, I was just going to block traffic. I thought you wanted to walk over with your equipment." No, no, thank you very much. That's how my interactions
cool.
with the police have been.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've
That's the
never
way
had
mine was.
out here. They're all pretty good. They don't have, as up until this month, police have had no jurisdiction in Australia. As of this month now, we have to produce our license to state, federal, territory police or any authorised representative of CASA. But up until this month, police don't have any say. But, I don't take a hard-nosed attitude if they stop and say, "What are you doing?" I'll say, "Commercial operator, and do you want to see my papers?" And none of them have even gone that far. They just go, "No, you're right, drive on." Can't complain.
I had a couple of. I got the Office of Homeland Security in 2014 knock on my door, 2 field agents,
Really?
because I was flying at Levi Stadium with the QX350, and they came to my house like 6 hours later. It was incredible. I thought they were like Jehovah's Witness selling something. I think I told you guys the story before. And I told them not interested. And then they said, this is blah, 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 Santa Clara County, home security. Can I speak to Al Diaz? Well, he said my full name, Alfred Diaz. And I was like, oh, shit, what did I do? What did I do? And it was going through my head. Holy cow, I flew the drone at Levi Stadium. And sure enough, I opened the door and they started asking me questions.
How long ago was this?
This was before the rules were mandated for airports. This was 2014.
Holy shit! How did they?
Yeah, when they were just building the Levi Stadium, he told me they were there, doing some type of, some type of security check for the stadium, and it was nearby the airport, and they were going through the regulations. I don't know. He gave me all this. It was crazy, dude. It was a crazy experience.
In breach of anything else?
I breached in my pants.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, I showed you the drone. I flew this drone here, the QX350.
It's
And
the
he asked
same.
a whole bunch of these little these little camera, but this it didn't have this 2D gimbal on there. It was just like the old Phantom One, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions, taking picture with a Coke can, fly across the stadium if it was attached to it. It was crazy. Yeah. And this is when I was coaching football, so I actually had a game at Levi Stadium later that year. So it was it's quite the experience.
So they were asking you questions that they could actually use the intel for security use then.
I think they were.
Will it carry a Coke can size thing across the stadium?
No, he asked me that, and he asked me how did you take off, and I was like, from the parking lot that's across the street from the stadium. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he had pictures of the back of my license plate. They must have taken it from like the cameras that are above the lights. I mean, it was zoomed in on my plate. He had a file. He opened up my file. He showed me all the stuff, and I was worried. He's all, it's not going to go on your record. Just whatever you do, don't post it on YouTube. That was my first YouTube channel I had, and I deleted that whole channel, and I never put anything on it again.
Why would you not be able to put that on YouTube?
That's what he told me. He's all, don't put it on YouTube.
He doesn't have the authority to tell you.
He would have told me to do 200 push-ups and 300 sit-ups. I'd have done them right there. That's how worried. I did not expect that to happen. I mean, it was crazy.
Very interesting, though. That might have been your opportunity to, help educate them on what a drone could actually do.
You know what? They asked me where I bought it. I told them I bought it at a hobby store. They just asked me a whole bunch of questions. It was really weird. It was really weird.
Well, that's exactly what they were doing.
They never saw one. They never saw
I thought
one.
I was never. It took me a while to get back in the air, but
they were probably more interested
1 or 2 months.
Probably more interested in your reaction rather than your answers to the questions, if you know what I mean.
I was a little bit. I let them into my garage. I showed them what it was. They took pictures of it. They were asking all these questions, and I told them where I got it. It's a hobby grade drone. I got it at the hobby store. Anybody could get it there. And then that's when he mentioned the new rules, because this was before 2015. So 2015 is when they started doing the 5 mile from an airport. You can't fly inside of it. So these were probably rules that were all just in its infancy. And I just happened to be the goat, the dummy, to be flying his drone that day. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So, and they happened to be there.
The guy here in Australia last month crashed a drone, a Mavic Air 2, outside of one of our prisons with $500,000 worth of drugs on board.
Jesus.
And they had it all over the news. And they've got pictures of him buying it in the local DJI store down there in Sydney. They're putting it all over the news going, police want to speak to this man. And my kids are going, wow, if the police catch him, he's going to be in trouble. I'm looking at him saying, he's just lost $500,000 of the syndicate's drugs. I think the last thing he's going to be worrying about is the police finding him.
Yeah, right. Ground to sky view. Been listening for 15 minutes or so. Good place to pick up on good advice and information. Don't understand half what you're talking about, but good to know. Well,
you'll learn.
Sky view. Not understanding is going to leave you with voids and vacancies. So anything that you have questions about or don't think you understand, feel free to ask, because right now, this panel that's up here right now, these 4 guys, and I'll put myself as number 4 and them as above me, but we collectively will know the answer to your question. I'd almost bet a quarter on it.
You're too kind. I know nothing.
There'd be a half a century of
I'm always learning.
Training experience on the panel here.
That's something that's true. We are always learning. They're always making something new too.
The only dumb question is the one that you don't ask.
The one that you don't ask.
Get you in trouble later.
Yep.
And this is the kind of people, anybody in this chat too, they're all the same. They'll answer any question you have. There are some groups that ask a dumb question.
Rick just doubled the bet. He took it to 50 cents. Damn wise guy.
There you go. I hate that in some forums. You become a member of a forum and somebody comes along and they ask a question, and the response they get is, "Why don't you read the forum? Why don't you do a search?"
I
You
know.
know, my attitude is, don't join those communities if you're not prepared to throw somebody a lifeline. And we've
Yep.
all been there. You got nil experience. You're brand new. You get your first drone. You want to know what you need to know now because you're damn nervous. You don't want to spend 6 weeks trolling through forum threads. You go in there and say, "Hey guys, can I do this?" Yeah, no, I'm always happy to answer questions.
I can tell you how many forum threads I've read on one hand.
Yeah.
A
I have
big pansy.
been. I have
Now,
been to
Jim
the.
Jim crawls them. Jim's
Yeah.
like a bot crawler, man. When it comes to a search engine, you know, he's goes through those things with a fine tooth comb.
I just.
I just
can't
got one
find the
question for
answers to my
Jim.
questions.
Jim, this might be off topic. Did you read that whole manual pamphlet for Davinci?
No,
The
it's like
2000
2,600
page.
pages. I'm on page
Well, I thought
267.
I thought you might have finished it by now because you were so inspired and wanted to get to learn that thing ASAP.
I got it. You're gonna laugh at me. I'm gonna show you my computer screen right now. There is like 800 tabs open. Look at the tabs.
Good God!
It's all DaVinci.
That's funny.
Look at DaVinci color space transform language. DaVinci, what was this for? Common
Well, since I
lookup
don't care,
table format.
since I don't care about DaVinci, while you're explaining all that, I'm gonna go refill my coffee cup. I'll be right back. I'm
And
sure I
I
have time.
I thought I was pretty cool because I've just learned how to speed ramp. Yeah.
How to make your own lookup tables, everything. What happens, Ari? You know this. You get caught up in one area and you start saying, "Oh, okay, well, what's that?" And then you go into that.
One thing leads to the next. Yes.
Oh my God! It's like a spider web, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a very hard thing. Sometimes you have to draw a line and say, I'd like to know that, but I don't need to know that. And if I chase that, I'm never going to do what I need to do. And I'm like you, Jim. I always want to know. So I'm my own worst enemy at times.
Hey, buddy,
Oh, Ron.
Hey,
fresh home from hunting. He is.
I am. How's everybody doing?
Great. How you doing?
Corey.
Good, mate.
Good. Long day.
How long you been hunting for, Ron?
Pardon me?
Well,
How long you been hunting for? How long you been hunting for? How many days?
Pretty much.
9.
I just got home. I lost track, but I've been kind of gone for like 12 days, something like that. Yeah. So
You have to go back to work so you can rest.
I know.
but did you see the pictures he put up the other day? This one hunter took like 5 shots at the antelope. You could see the hole in the thing's leg, and you felt bad for the animal.
Oh,
And then the guy Ron took hunting today took it down in 1 shot, as you're supposed to. 5 shots. Oh my God! And Ron can't shoot.
2 things blew me away.
Uh-oh.
2 things blew me away with that one and the one today. The one the other day, this guy, both him and his wife were terrible shots. I had them lined up, sandbagged, everything. Short, it was only a 200-yard shot, and he hits this antelope right in the lower leg. And the funny thing is, I understand it's the rut. I understand it's only once a year. But dear God, that antelope, he shot him. He turned around, saw the doe behind him, didn't give a shit that half his leg was blown off. It's like, I got to be with my girl. He started following. It's like,
Oh, man.
I realize a little honey's a little honey, but man. And then today, first time I ever seen this. This buck, I've been watching him for about 2 or 3 days, and my hunter came in from Michigan, and I showed him the pictures. I said, I've been scouting. I've been watching this guy. I think I know where he's going to be at. And he told me, he said, I want something either really tall or really different. I got him both. I got him something really tall and really super. This thing went out super wide. But he shot this. This guy today was a good shot. Shot it down instantly. But all these doe that he was chasing, they all turned around and they come back and surrounded him. And we're walking up to it. It's like they're still there. Antelope don't do that. They see you at 200 yards, they run. But they all gathered around them, and we're walking up and walking. We're like 20 yards, and finally they turn around and, well, maybe we ought to go. Because that guy still has a gun in his hand. Oh, my God. Can you share that picture, Jim? That was actually one of the nicer antelopes I ever got for a hunter. He was
The one.
I sent you on Messenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron, are you a guide, or you just went on your own in terms of like
No,
vacation?
I'm a hunting guide in
Vacation.
Wyoming for an outfitter.
Nice.
I've been doing that for 5 years.
He's a professional.
Sweet.
Trained professional.
In other words, if you have him take you on a guided hunt and you don't get anything, he'll give you your money back.
Didn't you know
Bona fide like that, huh?
Twice in 5 years, I sent hunters home without. It's not a bad record. Yeah, there's a lot.
Ron is the
What's it cost for one of those? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right, mate. Just me being me, just saying Ron is the sole owner and proprietor of 2 go out, 1 comes home hunting parties. That's right.
The one down.
What's the cost of that? Like, say if I'm interested, I wanted to go out for 9 days.
It varies whether you're doing an antelope muley combo. That was the one from 2 days ago.
Yeah, you didn't.
That was the
send me
wife. He couldn't hit. I
I'd
say
probably
that one
start crying, man. I'd go hunting with you. I'd probably have the gun in my hand. I'd probably start crying. Look at that thing. It looks so cute.
Yeah.
Look, Ron, you didn't send me the picture. You just said good hunter, 1 shot.
Wow.
Oh, I thought I sent you the pitch. Well, hold on.
Nah,
I will.
I'm pictureless except for her.
He sent me some pictures of bears on my show the other night, but I didn't get him in time to put them up.
Yeah.
Ron,
you're right,
Jim.
I guess so.
I'm going to put a link in the chat, Ron.
You want me to open it, Ari?
Yeah, I'm going to put a link in the chat. I want to know if Ron ever shot anything like this. This came out of an argument I was having with a guy in the US online yesterday. I'm pretty sure that's where I put the image.
That's exactly right. YouTube is a wealth of information until you want a specific answer. That is absolutely right. That's what happens to me, how I get so deeply involved in these damn forums and get off track of what I originally started looking for 4 hours ago.
I just found it.
Now, I see that link, Gary. Is that
Have a look at that fella.
the Hurricane Delta is going up to Louisiana? It's going in the Gulf again. There.
Yeah, but it's just a little hurricane, right now?
I see Mills. I don't see your link, Gary. I see Mills. I can't open your link in.
No, what did I do wrong there? Probably I didn't put the HTTP, maybe. Just copy and paste it out into a web browser.
What you got there, Mel?
That's just I was just sharing to Ground Skyview that, and I was going to say we all should post our links in there for him to if he wants any help or so forth.
Hey, Bill, coast to coast.
Hey, Bill.
Bill, I was showing my screen before and all the tabs I had open. That was the DJI. This is what started my thing. This is DJI in 2018 saying that they joined the Academy of Arts and Sciences coding, Academy color coding system in 2018. Well, there's still no IDT for, that's an input device transfer identification tag for Davinci.
And you'll probably
So
be
that took
waiting
me
another
off.
2 years or
That-
longer.
Oh, I wrote them a letter today. Let's see if they answer it. But then I got off on 15 different areas of DaVinci and how to make my own LUTs. And then you get into the YouTube videos on their LUTs. And then
What I find frustrating about going to YouTube to find out how to use my imaging suites is half or 2/3 of them are of old versions with depreciated features. It can be so damn confusing. You watch them, oh, so that's how you do it, and you go to do it with your version, and it's not there.
Jim, I'm going to grab this call.
Okay, buddy. Now, what I did hear from Matt and other people was there was a hell of an upgrade between version 14 to the one I have now, 16. They actually added something like Adobe After Effects. They added Fusion, which they didn't have before. Which Matt says everything he knew where it was before is not in the same spot it is now. You know, that kind of thing. I can't
I'm not
find
sure
what I
what.
was doing.
Yeah, this is the one I got today. Big tall
Yeah,
guy.
they are wider apart.
Yeah.
Is this younger?
No, it's actually an older one. I think he is. He's real wide though. It's one of the wider ones I've seen in a long time. But the hunter saw him. I pointed him out, and he's like, "I want him." It's okay. Oh, but yeah,
How far did you scope it at?
He was at 210,
That's nice.
What rifle?
7 mag. Yeah.
Remington?
I'm not sure what he was using. I think it might have been a Savage.
Okay. Don't
Yeah.
see many Savages out here anymore. I've owned them myself in the past. I don't mind.
Me?
Yeah. So I was thinking of Al today in a totally non-creepy way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Al, to answer your question real quick, I think the cheapest hunt we have is an antelope, and it's a 2-day hunt for about 15. And hunts, depending on what you're going, deer, whitetail, muley, they can go up into the 4, 5, 6,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And that you said that doesn't include the butcher, the taxidermist.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
What is taxidermy these days for something like that?
Anywhere from about 6, 7, 8 up to 1,000 roughly. Yeah. It depends on what you do. My one friend has a full life-size deer mount. I think he spent a couple grand on that.
I had taken a patient home one time, doing facilities in a facility. I took a patient home one time. He was rich. He had polar bear rugs, including the heads.
Yeah. Hmm.
Polar bears I'm kind of partial to. So at one point you want to say, "That's disgusting, you son of a bitch," and then the other part says, "That's pretty damn cool." because I'm into this whole ice flow is melting crap, and they don't have enough room to eat. Blah blah blah.
They're drowning. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. Oh my God! It was years ago now, Ari, where one was 60 miles out from shore. Polar bear. 60 miles out from shore, looking for a seal to eat.
Wow.
What's the price for one of those antelope hunts? Okay, you just covered that. I was going to say, you got to find an awful lot of racks while you're scouting, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we find sheds all the time. Mostly deer sheds, but
There's guys that make knife handles out of those. You could probably sell those damn
oh,
racks.
that's big money. They make
Yeah.
knife handles, lamps, chandeliers. Yeah, they come with big money.
What's the meat taste like? I never had antelope.
The right cook, like my boss's wife, phenomenal. She makes a antelope meatballs, spaghetti. Oh, freaking awesome! Awesome.
I had a Bolt 30-06, and
Yep, I'm with you, Jim. My last one that I got rid of was the Remington 700 BDL in 3006 because I used to use that in projects. It's just you get used to what you're used to.
good all-around hunting rifle. And I tell you something, it shot straight. That's all
Yeah,
I
they
cared
do.
about.
Great cartridge. You know, a lot of people whine about 30-06. So it's too much recoil. Look, my wife can shoot 30-06. If you can, if she can, you can.
Too much recoil.
Yeah. Give them a Weatherby Magnum and see how they go.
Yeah. I've seen people
The
not.
technology.
What?
I was going to say the technology already has gone so much more advanced with these scopes, like the one I have, made by a company called Huskamaw. They're a range finding scope, and you have to zero that gun. That gun has to be dead on at 200, and you have to pretty much shoot less than a half-inch screw, bench rest, obviously. But once you do, like I took mine out the other day and tested it at 350. We have a long range gun range up above the lodge, and I tested it at 350, 450, and 550, and hit the little metal target all 3 times. So, yeah.
Look, 30-06. I used to use Leupold scopes mostly, and you had an external rangefinder then, especially when I was in projects. But my 30-06, I free floated the barrel and glass bedded it and whatnot, and it'd group sub 10 inches at 1,000, maybe around 8 inches. It was good for half a minute of angle. It was a good gun.
Yeah.
But in
free
the
floating
end,
and glass bedding is awesome. That makes all the difference sometimes.
Yeah, but in the end, it all comes down to the tool's only as good as who's wielding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's me, Above and Beyond Drones on the left. That's Al Diaz, channel of the same name in the middle. That is Ari, Remote Pilots Australia. And this is
There you go. There's a link for my channel in there.
I don't have cool name like these guys' channel.
And Ron is RL Photography. You should see his. He just put out a nice Alaska video trip, which I liked. I was going to play Ray Kelly's video, but Ray, it's 9 minutes.
Well, when you're on a good thing,
He 3 days ago, and then he caught a sunrise flight on Long Island. At the bay. It's really nice. Well, you know what? Maybe we could play a few minutes of it.
His fishing trip? The fishing trip one he did? Joe?
Adventures with Captain Ray, it says. Let's see.
In the Army, I could shoot my gun 30 kilometers, yes, but, anything with a diameter of 105 millimeters or greater does not count.
No. I shot a 226 round, 1,000 feet, 1,000 yards.
226 or 223?
223 at Camp Pendleton. That was to qualify as expert for sniper school. You have to qualify every year anyway, but this was for which really pissed me off because I was in San Diego at my brother's house, got called back to Yuma, Arizona, only to go back to Camp Pendleton for the competition.
Man, I wish I could stay and talk more about Pendleton because I used to live right outside the back gate of Pendleton. But anyway, I need to go. I've got a phone call with some editing problems that I need to help someone solve. So thanks for the invite, Jim. And I'm glad I was able to come in and say hi to everybody in chat. Thank you again, everybody. And I'll say good night.
Cool for helping you
out.
out.
Have a good one.
Good night, guys.
Hey, Gary, Brent Ariels. What's 155 millimeter?
Yeah. If I ever get anything, if I ever get anything that's big enough for wheels, mate, I want Atomic Annie. You know, no half measures for me, buddy.
I feel like a puss. I'm the only one on this panel that's never shot a gun.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. That's why I asked you that question.
Oh.
Never fired a gun. My son went fired a gun. I've never fired a gun. Never went hunting or anything like that. Never done it.
I haven't hunted in years, Al. In years, you know, and I wouldn't hunt unless I needed to fill the pot. But shooting, just of its own right, is something I've always enjoyed greatly. You know, you're competing against yourself more than the other guy, and it's, you know, one of those things, a bit like cinematography. It's a crossover between a science and an art.
It's great camaraderie with fellow men.
Go done it, man. I was too much of a jock growing up and going to school.
Doing manly things in a manly way, you know.
How does Robin Williams say it? You know, I've just killed a small animal. Time for a bed. Yeah.
No, but we were on Long Island, so we used to go make a trip out of it. You know, 4 or 5 guys. We'd go upstate into the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania, New York State, and you get your deer up there. The bitch was you had to do it quick because when the guys came up from, you always knew when the guys came up from Manhattan, all you hear is bam, 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 and then there ain't a friggin' thing in the forest left. These guys, you know, they just want to go up there to shoot. It's not hunting for them. It's just get a chance to shoot.
Yeah, we can always tell when those New York boys were there.
Yep.
That's where our cabin was, up in the Poconos.
Beautiful area, isn't it?
Oh, it's gorgeous. That was the Jim, do you remember? Gosh, it's been 6 or 8 years now. One of the biggest manhunts I've ever heard of. This goofball so-called survivalist. I don't know whether he was ex-military or not, but about a half mile from our cabin, and I know the trail he was on, he snuck through the woods. First, he got his four-wheel drive stuck, left it there, got out his high-powered rifle. I'm not sure what he had, but I know the trail he took where you come out on the edge of the woods and you can visualize the state police barracks. And he shot 2 state troopers, killed one, severely injured the other, took off. The dumbass put the empty shell casings in his vehicle, couldn't get his vehicle out because it was stuck in the mud, and then went out in the woods. And it was 6 or 8 weeks them trying to find him. This is about 5 or 6 years ago. I can't remember his name now, but man, what a man. The problem they had was the vegetation is so high there. It was during the summer, and they had I forget, like something like over 1,000 law enforcement officers looking for this guy. They finally, I think it was a U.S. Marshals, the one that finally found him. It was an airport that was about 10 miles from our cabin, but he was hiding out in this abandoned airport. And he apparently come walking out of there, and this marshal come up behind him and asked him, "Are you so-and-so?" He turned around. It was after 6 weeks. This guy was living in the woods. They found all this, like, places that he had been, like food packs and survival gear and multiple locations in the woods. He had been planning this out for months. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
What was his beef? Why?
He was some whack job.
You have to be.
Yeah. He's a stupid whack job too, because he left quite a trail.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I would never shoot anybody again, but you have to motivate me pretty strongly, do something awful to one of my kids or something like that. It's not my idea of a fun afternoon shooting.
Yeah, he was a weirdo, but he apparently had been playing it for a long time. He had so many things staged and set up in the woods as his hiding spots. And the problem, they would have solved it real quick, but they canceled hunting season for the locals. And that pissed them off. And it's like, you want to find this guy? Let the locals loose.
Yeah.
They'll find them. And then their hunting season will be restored. Bunch of hillbilly rednecks that want to go out and hunt, and you screw that up for them, yeah, they ain't happy.
The weirdest experience that I ever had was in the Marines. My sergeant, along with two of my friends, he asked me to watch his house while he and his wife and daughter went on a trip. This is in Yuma, Arizona. At the same time, this guy named Randy Greenawalt, he escaped from prison, fucker, and he killed my sergeant, the guy's house I was watching, and he killed the wife and he killed the son. But the thing is that they were on the road. This was in 1978. Yeah.
Eric Freed, Frein. Frein. It was back in 2014. Yeah, 6 years ago.
Craziest thing I've ever had happen. I went out up to North Queensland. My cousin lived up there, northwest. Sort of on the edge of the Red Rock deserts out there. And we decided to go out for a week shooting. The business run, you drive 300 miles from the nearest town and camp. And we're wandering around hunting in the middle of nowhere. Not a town, not even a little one-horse town in 180 miles. And we're walking over this, I would call it a dune, but it wasn't. It was mostly rock. And this guy pops up in front of us, and he's wearing a set of tails. Jeans and everything, but the coat with the tails, the full evening jacket, whatever the hell you want to call it. And so when we looked at him, he looked at us, and finally he spoke, said, "Hunting? Yeah. It's a hot day. Yeah, it is. Want a drink? Yeah, okay. I'll come back to my place." So we wandered for about a mile or so, and he was living with his friend, partner, I don't know, another guy in a dugout in the side of this hill, as a lot of people do up there because of the temperatures, And we went in there, like just a hole in the ground, like not as flash as a hobbit. And he's got a full dining setting there for 12. And after a while, we're sitting around having a drink and playing cards. He's at one end, his partner's at the other end. I don't know how long they've been living out there, years. They had a bit of a dispute over cheating at cards. And the next thing they know, they both stand up and whip out a pair of revolvers, and they're letting fly at each other at about 6 yards range. Stuart and I and my cousin, we're hiding underneath the table. Blam, 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 blam. In a dugout, it's just so... It goes quiet. I looked at Stuart, and we scrambled to our feet. They're standing there at the end of the table. No one had hit anything. And then they sat back down, and your turn to deal.
So
it's been fun, but we've got to go.
Wow.
I think that's the closest we have to what you might call hillbillies,
Yeah. That's pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here it is right here.
Excuse me while I let the cat out.
I'm watching this guy, John Lyons' house. On August 6, 1978, they found the bodies of 24-year-old Marine Sergeant John Lyons, his 23-year-old wife, and the couple's 22-month-old son.
Wow.
And we're sitting there watching his house.
Wow.
We went out looking for this son of a bitch because he escaped from the prison with this other dude named Tyson. But they finally put him to death. He got the needle.
Wow.
Let's hope they botched it.
Do you know what that's because John stopped to help them. They had broken out of prison and their car broke down. Their getaway car broke down.
Wow.
So he had actually stopped to give them a ride. And one of them hid in, when the cops were chasing them, one of them hid in the desert. It was nothing but desert out there. And she died in the desert. But the other two got sent back to prison.
Wow.
And you're sitting at his house partying. So this took all the way to 1993 to kill him. That's another thing, boys. We hold on to these people for way too long in America. Other
I
countries don't put up with this. 24 years old. Wiped out the family.
Wow.
Look, I'm not sure how I feel about capital punishment. We don't have it out here, obviously. But putting that aside, if you're going to execute somebody, well, get on with it. You know, why put them in detention for 20, 30 years? I'm not saying it should be like it is in the Middle East. You know, you marched out of the courtroom and straight to the gallows. But you know, if you can't handle any appeals and dot the I's and cross the T's in 6 months to a year, then something's going wrong.
Well, in America, you get the appeal, then there's a federal appeal and then a Supreme Court appeal, right? It goes on forever.
Yeah, but even that, even if you were going to appeal to all three levels of the judiciary, well, you know, a year per trial, 3 years. Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Ray Kelly has the right term. Eye for an eye. Amen.
Yeah. He could, but
Right there in the.
he couldn't have been killed soon enough. I mean, this was a Marine and his family. You know, I understand when you kill Jim, the civilian, but when you kill Jim, the Marine, you should allow the Marines to go out, comb the desert, and shoot on sight. Because that was our feeling at the time. Because we have the feeling of guilt, you know, when you're sitting there, you're watching his house, but we were sitting there partying, throwing beers down while we were watching his house, while he's out getting shot. You know, that guilt trip goes through your head.
I hear you, Jim. You know, what makes me a little unsure about capital punishment is I'm not sure what the current figures are, but like 5 years ago, there'd been around 300 cases of people on death row being exonerated after the advent of DNA.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, in some cases it makes me worried, but then, you know, you do have other cases where the guilt is not in doubt. They're not only proven guilty, they're owning up to it and bragging about it.
Right.
And it's horrific. Well, you know, in that case, get on with it. Lay on Macduff.
My name is in orange all over the chat. What is going on with your computer?
What's the matter?
Why is your name in orange all over the chat?
Whenever you're in the chats and someone puts up
Oh, I mentioned your name.
or responds to your thing, it shows up in orange.
Oh, mine's red.
It's highlighted.
Mine's red.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's orange.
It could be my streak of color blindness. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Mine's orange.
Okay, then you're colorblind, Jim. Oh, wait, Jim, you have the wrong color profiles. We've already established that.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Ron, yours is red too, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, mine is kind of more red than orange. I think.
Can you
Mine's on.
you can't share the screen you're watching.
Yeah, I can.
Dumbass. No, I just tried to show the screen I was watching. I can't do that. I mean, this, I put up, okay, here's how stupid I am. I put up the chat from YouTube in here on this StreamYard stream, and then I was going to try and share it. Can't share the same screen you're on.
I guess different screens show different colors. People saying they have blue. I see
Blue?
orange. Oh, you said red?
Well, I never set that. Do you guys get to set it? Gary says his is red. Brent is red. Tim's is blue. Tim, you're lying.
I think it's red, and I just think it's orange.
Mine's
It's orange
orange.
to me. Oh, it looks orange to me.
No, you changed the mood,
Oh,
Brian.
Maybe we need to color grade, Dal.
could be it. We need to put in a LED on it.
Get a bit carried away.
Let's see. This is Ray's. Now that you're back, Ray, I see you. Now, do I have to hit?
right.
Ray, what audio did you use, Ray? Was it YouTube free audio?
All right, now that I look at Ray's thing, I see maybe mine. Brian, maybe you're right. Maybe it is an orange
I lived right here in Kings Park,
or light red.
town of Smithtown. 34 years. All this from here out was all farmland and all that crap. It's all built now. What did Ray say? It's iMovie. So we can play iMovie, right? So I have to stop, and then when I do this, there's this little thing that says share audio. They couldn't make that any smaller. Friggin' StreamYards. Be careful when sharing audio. If you have a guest, they will hear themselves. I don't know what that means.
And we're going to head to Hampton Bays, and we're going to be at Shinnecock Inlet. We're going to film sunrise at Shinnecock. Enjoy. Hi, welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly, and I'm here at Shinnecock Inlet in Hampton Bays, and I'm with my good friend George Jerome, and we're going to fly our drones. George has his Mavic Mini, I got my Mavic Air too, and we're going to film the sunrise. It's going to be great. Stay tuned for a great show.
That's one place you need a damn landing pad, that's for sure.
On sand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulie, Drone Bun, shoots a lot of these from Long Island.
Beautiful.
There's that sun with the orange that I can never get. It's a little dark, huh?
And
Do I have my
as soon
screen
as
up?
I got the drone up, I could see it was going to be a gorgeous sunrise.
Yeah, let's turn my brightness up.
We watched the fishing boats head out the inlet, and I was hoping that they'd have a great day today out there fishing. There was one boat fishing right in the inlet itself for striped bass, and then I saw another fishing boat coming towards the inlet, so I figured I'd zoom in.
Look at that
take
water
a
run.
closer look.
You see it churning right there?
Yeah.
Man, I remember when the mackerel would run on Long Island, when the mackerel would run, you would have to try not to catch them. There were guys we used to put out rainbow rigs with about, 4 hooks on it.
This was a good looking fishing boat. And it brought back memories of when I used to cruise my boat across from Riverhead and hit the inlet and head out shark fishing or tuna fishing. It was always the best time when the sun was rising.
Hey, Chris.
Jim, what's up? Night train, Mike.
That's Long Island. I think Shinnecock. That's where we said he was at. Yeah.
Oh, he's in New York?
Yeah, Long Island, New York.
Oh, I thought he was in Florida.
He bounces between the two.
But as you can see, it was a beautiful sunrise. And I was just thanking God for another beautiful day.
You know, Ray is a retired police officer, but doesn't he sound so mellow?
That is the Ponquag Bridge there, which connects the mainland to the
It sounds kind of like drone bomb.
Dune Road.
Yeah, yeah.
And these are the two marinas by Shinnecock Inlet. My favorite.
You have this Long Island that parallels
there.
Long Island called Fire
And I
Island.
might add, it has a great restaurant.
That would be Party Central in the summertime.
Oh, big time. Oh, big time.
And before I forget, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel now.
Look at that sun.
And let us know what you think about the sunrise in the comments.
We hated it, Ray.
I was thinking the same thing before you said anything about Ray's voice. But can you imagine a phrase like, "Make one wrong move and I'm going to blow your nuts off, scumbag," delivered in that same laconic delivery, you know?
In the winter, I'm a snowbird. He comes down to Florida in the winter. Smart man.
I've never been that far north in Long Island. Farthest I've been was Jones Beach. That's it, as a kid.
Jones Beach, you know, the theater there is small, but regular bands play there.
Remember, as a kid, you had the option to go in the pool or swim out on the beach. It's great.
Never a bad time over there, but you talk about millions of people in the summertime.
Oh yeah.
You can't lay your towel. You know, your towel's too big because there's someone else, 2 feet away from you playing their radio.
That's when you call in the bomb scare, man.
There ain't an inch of free beach. You don't want to be doing that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They still have the pools out there? Are the pools still opened up with the beach?
I think Paulie showed
certain sections would have a pool in that whole setup. In certain sections of the beaches, I just remember it being a big beach. So much different than the beaches out here in California.
Ooh. No problem, Ray. That's what I always try and get is that damn sun, and I can't get it. Some kind of color. I never get any color around here. That's why I stopped. I was doing Saturday sunrises with Rodney Bell, Philly Mike, Dennis, and then it went over to Exploration Obsession, Les, and never had a good sunrise here.
Yeah, where's he been? I haven't seen or heard of him in a while.
I've seen him in a couple of chats sporadically. I really don't know what he's been up to. But I remember when he was down on his luck and needed help, and we all donated, got him some equipment and all that. Something you could feel good about. This was
Isn't he the one that got his drone stolen from his truck or something like that? A story or somebody. You guys are doing the sunrise. It's part of that group, and I think his drone got stolen. I don't know. Maybe it's the
is
wrong
that what
person.
happened?
I don't know if it was him or. I remember someone speaking about it on a live stream or something.
Jim, I'm going to have to make a move. It's just after lunchtime here, and I've achieved nothing. Thanks very much for having me in. Thanks for having me in the live, and good to see Al and Ron and Brian and everybody in the chat.
Good to see you, Ari.
Thanks,
I'll
Ari.
catch up, probably on Matt's next one.
Yep.
Take care, everyone.
Sir.
See you soon.
Okay, Ari, have a good one.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Ron, Bob wants you to see his. Now let me, this time he said I can share the audio. It's safe. And this is Bob Casey's first one. So he's got this first one under his belt now. So you know that anxiety level with Bob. This was with the Mavic Air, the original Mavic Air. You know what kills me is this doesn't stink, and it's only a 480p video. It still has the clarity.
Is this a summer home, Bob?
I think it was a getaway, you know, a weekend thing. They all look like cabins, almost like a timeshare, doesn't it, Al?
Yeah.
This was in 2018. I like the way the light bounces off the different mountains like that. Hey, Darren. He calls them chalets.
Congrats on his first upload. Good job.
Yeah.
And you,
Brian talking?
Uh-oh, Brian.
Lost your audio.
I don't know what happened. You don't have a mixing board, do you? You want to pop out and pop back in? No. I heard you say, I saw your lips say, can you hear me now? I've been there.
Back out.
Now,
Oh, it was good.
why did we hear him when he said that?
I was worried.
No problem, Bob. This time I played it with the audio. You guys could hear that okay, right?
Wow.
Because sometimes it sounds too loud when you're playing it. Yeah, there's Brian. Ron, you okay, buddy?
Oh man.
You're tired, man.
Am I back?
You're back and
You're
your
back.
audio's fine.
Hey, what I was trying to say.
You're back, but Ron's not back. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's back.
Bob
Night,
Casey,
man.
we need to get him a channel name because I'm sitting here trying to find his channel, and I know I'm subscribed to him, but I just wanted to look at the video so I can give him a thumbs up. And all I got is Senator Bob
Another Bob
Casey for
Casey.
pages and pages and pages.
I couldn't.
I was
went
subscribed to
the
him,
same
and then
thing.
and it was unsubscribed, and the
That's what
bell
I'm
was.
saying. I need to go through my subscription list. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm glad they keep that alphabetically.
Let me put.
I wonder
his
if they
link.
did that because he didn't upload anything.
This.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, this is not good. I don't have Bob Casey.
Brian,
Right.
there's his link.
Okay, good. Let me.
Yes, it was. Oh, I've been up since 3 this
Yeah,
morning.
there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm not subscribed to him. That's ridiculous, and I know I have been.
It's been doing that. I went to Matt's channel and I was not subscribed to Matt.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I remember that. Something else too. I'm at my count is at 548. I've hit 550 and over 550 now 4 times in 4 weeks.
Really?
I don't know what it's doing. It
Well, for one
especially lately.
I'm not really working at it. You know, when I work at getting subs, you know, subscribe to a bunch of, 50 subs and I'll get maybe 5 or 10 back. I'm tired of it right now. I don't want to deal with it. So I'll do it. You know, when the time comes and I say, oh, let's get some more subs, I'll get some more. It's just,
How?
okay. The
Yeah, how
easiest
did you
way,
get them up?
the easiest way, honestly, is to go on each other's channels, and in the comments, you find the ones that are drone related. Sub them, go to their channel, make a few comments. They'll usually get you back. That's how I usually do it. I can pick up 10, 15 subs a week if I want to, like that. Takes time.
Do we have to use the brother drone pilot verbiage like someone uses?
No.
Like Adrian?
Yeah. Keep doing what you do, brother.
Don't stop. If somebody leaves a comment on your video, you can click on them there, and then that takes them to their
Yeah,
channel.
it'll take them to your channel, and that's quick and easy. But like so, when you go to their channel, you want to look at a video for at least 2 minutes, hit a like, and maybe leave a comment. That way, YouTube won't disconnect. Won't shake it loose from you. Usually,
my channel has been at the same number or 10 below. It has gone from anyway, 10 down, 10 back up, 10 down, all for the past month or so. It's just been so weird with YouTube. Gary
And you're not
says-
monetized yet, are you, Jim?
No.
Al, what are some of the other things he says? I'm trying to think.
Adrian.
Yeah.
My drone brother,
My drone brother.
don't stop flying.
Yeah. I really appreciate you.
God bless you. Yeah,
God
really
bless.
appreciate you.
It's straight from the heart.
Yeah.
wait, isn't that
At least
isn't
it
that a
feels
Ryan
that
Adams
way.
song?
I remember when he first wrote that in one of my videos. I was like, "Damn, this guy really cares."
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna watch all his videos.
Yeah,
gonna
so I
comment
saw
and
the
watch
same
all the
thing
videos.
written.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
one of my like, did he copy and paste?
All right, Bob Casey, I got you, bud. Thanks, Jim, by the way, for that.
No problem. Hey, Red Ruby, how you doing?
Red Ruby, how you doing?
Jim's droning. I got you, Jim. So you should be blue.
No, Ken Dono told me I think it was at Spin Up a year ago. I said, because I had like 50 subs. I said, how can I get subs quick? He said exactly what I told you. He goes, the ratio is usually going to go about 3, maybe 4-1. In other words, for every 4 you look at, you'll get 1 sub you back. I've been doing way better than that. It's almost half and half. So I'm pretty happy.
It's been finding like when you go to, well, our kind of group, our people, they'll always sub you back.
The thing of it is,
FPV people, not really.
I got
I
a
think you
bunch of
get, and you guys do live streams too. So maybe that's why you're getting more subs. Maybe the live stream bringing more subs to you.
After every one of my live streams, I go down by 2 or 3. No joke.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the deal is. Man, I must be pissing somebody off.
That's why I don't do it, Brian. It's like right now for 2 months, I haven't put anything up. I haven't actually even flown my drone in 2 months since August. I was in Alaska. That's the last time I flew it.
Hey, man, I understand because it's been more than 2 weeks for me since I've done anything, and I'm just going, what's the matter with it?
There you go. Gary has it to the T down there.
Yeah, Bob Casey, I was there.
Flying Captain, the Mavic Pro of yours is an amazing bird. My drone, Brand Ariels has some more phrases. Yeah.
There you go. Keep flying, Captain.
Yeah, keep flying, Captain.
Well, it's an amazing bird, my drone brother. God bless you, your family, your neighbor.
It feels wholesome. It feels you'd be like love. You can feel it. So you read that he did it to about 2,000 other people.
Yeah. Feel love.
Honestly,
go ahead, Brian.
Adrian's channel. I've got more subs from his stuff because the way he talks must resonate with people because he does get a lot of people coming back to him. So there's something there.
He's a nice guy. He really is.
I know, my drone brother. He is.
Oh, Brian, how many times we've made fun of that whole spiel to him?
Yeah. Was it his videos or Matt's? We all wrote the same thing. Oh, great work, my drone brother, and we really appreciate you. And
was that yours, Al? Was that one of yours?
No, I don't think it was mine. I think it was one of his. Something like that. I can't remember.
It might have been one of Matt's.
Oh, we all wrote the same thing.
Photography channels are good at subbing you back. Oh, cool.
Another one are camping and hiking because I get a bunch of those because I was into that for the longest time.
Dorian was in here. Where did I see? He does trips right there. Magnificent Germany with Darian. He does personal trips with you and your family over to Germany, and he takes you around. That's actually a cool idea. Now he's changed his name. Magnificent Germany with Darian. I missed all the emojis, Gary says. I missed all the emojis he uses. I don't know how he uses them. I can't use an emoji when I'm typing a comment to you, Brian.
It's down
there. I think he's editing on his iPad, isn't he?
No.
Maybe that's why it's so easy for him. No? Is he doing it on a computer or iPad?
Oh,
Adrian.
Wait. Adrian?
Yeah, Adrian.
I think he's on an iPad.
I think he is too. Adrian's a gentleman. I knew what you meant, Ray. He is a nice guy, just down to earth person.
Ray said I should send a pizza to Adrian. Actually, I owe Chris Hope a pizza.
Oh, that was done in 100% fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was funny that night.
Good pizza run or what?
I
Was it
still
good?
remember I went outside and I'm like, wait a minute, I ordered this pizza like 3 hours ago. We already got it. Go away.
Only night in the world.
And I come back into you guys like, Ron, who was at your door? The pizza guy. What'd you do? I sent him away. You jackass. We paid for that pizza.
Darian,
Get him back.
Ron lives in South Dakota. Chris Hope lives in Texas. Chris Hope contacted a pizza parlor in South Dakota, paid to have a pizza sent to Ron. That night, Ron had ordered pizza for dinner with his girlfriend, and they had pizza 2 hours before this all happened, because we were waiting to do it at 8 o'clock live, so you would be on the show when pizza came. And so when the pizza guy got there, Ron actually turned the pizza guy away. He said, "I already got my pizza. What the hell are you doing here?" And we're all sitting there yelling, "No, no!"
That would have been into the refrigerator in a heartbeat.
I'll tell you what's funnier is you got to go back and watch the live stream, because every time I get up from the desk, I hear you guys like snickering and talking behind my back.
Yeah. Wonder if it's the pizza guy at the door.
Yeah.
Did Nancy get the pizza? I don't know. What happened? You know.
No, she wouldn't answer the door. And then the funny thing is, Chris ended up calling because the pizza place is half a mile down the street from me. He called them back, said, "Listen, my friend thought it was a gag. He didn't understand. Can you get a hold of the driver and have him come back here, back to his house?" So the guy comes back like 20 minutes later. I go outside. I'm like, I didn't realize this pizza was paid for. And he ordered a cookie and two Cokes. Actually, it was Pepsi. But so I get the pizza dude to come in from the outside. I'm like, you got to come in and meet my friends from around the world. So I bring him into my office in front of the screen. He's standing there holding his hot pack of like pizzas. He's got
I think the funniest thing is when you were adamant that the pizza you bought was a large.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the stream. I was on the chat, but I was laughing because the box looked so small. The slices you had looked so tiny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. Well, I'm off. I'm going to try to
we're
figure this out. I got this camera right here, and I got the front plate off, and I need a torque screw. It's a little small torque bit. I'm going to decase this Hero 6.
Show them one more time what you're doing now.
I'm decasing a Hero 6, and I'm going to put it in this case I got from FPV, Beta FPV, to put on a drone.
Very cool.
So it goes to 17 grams. But, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I figured I better get going on that project.
That should be nice and light.
Yeah, I got it for the Beta 95X V2. Came with it. The backboard came with it, so I can connect it. This little board connects to the motherboard. So I got to get the motherboard and the lens out of this GoPro Hero 6, and then connect the backboard.
Now, did you get that Hero 6 nice and cheap, I hope?
I did get it nice and cheap. I got it for $165. Of course, California's going to screw you with taxes, so that's what, another $18, $16 on top of it. So.
Hey, got to thank everybody for coming.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
By the way, Jim, I'm in here for selfish reasons because I always like to go through your content so I have something to talk about this Friday afternoon.
Hey, I don't know how into music you are, but did you hear Eddie Van Halen died?
Oh, yeah. Oh, crushed, man.
Jesus.
It's like, it sucks to die of cancer at any age, But what a talent. And
Yeah.
oh my God, I really am old.
I know. And that's what you say to yourself. And he died at 65, and I say to myself, holy shit, I'm 61.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm out.
Yeah.
Jim, thank you. Take care, everybody in the
Al,
chat.
take it easy.
Ron,
Bob,
Brian,
Casey, good
take
night.
care. Let everybody in the chat. Have a good one, guys.
It was good seeing all you guys. It's been a while.
Damn, we're all about it. Ray Kelly's 62.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that can afford these toys. The working bees.
What are you talking about? I can't afford this shit. I'm going to get a Hero 9 anyway, though.
You're killing me. You got the computer I want.
Oh, that's what I meant. What I came in here to talk about. Just for a second. I was playing around with Microsoft Flight Simulator, and a buddy of mine, he is a Vietnam vet. He was a pilot for Continental for 30-something years. But they retired him at 62. He's been retired now for a good while. And he's pretty kind of housebound. And he saw the flight sim thing. He goes, how is that? And I said, man, it's just, I've had professional pilots on YouTube say it's as close as the real thing we'll ever get. So he checked into it and he asked me some more questions. He goes, is my computer up for it? And I said, read me the specs. It took him a while to get it. No. So it looks like I'm going to be building him a computer. He asked me to, so I will.
Ah.
Just for that is all he wants it for. And I already priced him one at around $1,000. It will get it done. But I just told him, the biggest thing is going to be your
GPU, right?
GPU, the GPU and the CPU. But the other killer is storage space. Man, that game's up to 150 gigs now, dude.
That's
the patches,
insane.
I put it on my C drive because it's 1 terabyte. I'm just going, year or two from now, this may not work.
That is insane.
I know.
Let me put that in perspective for you. My C drive is a 128 gigabyte SSD. I couldn't even put the game on here.
Well, yeah.
And then, of course, the D drive is a terabyte, and I've got another terabyte SSD plugged into it. But I was pissed off. But this was a good computer at its time. A 1060 GPU card. It's 2 years old.
2 years old? Oh, dude, that's freaking ancient, man.
In computer life, we're up to the 3000 GPU series now, baby.
No.
What are you going to put in that for a GPU?
Until I have a reason to work with 8K, it ain't happening.
I don't ever know that I'm going to go to 8K.
No. I mean, maybe there'll be a reason to in the future. I can't see one now. Take it easy, Ray.
Good night, guys.
Jim's
hey,
drunk.
boy, I'm going to sign out myself. I've already fallen. Sorry. I apologize, dude. I'm so tired.
No, man, you're tired. It's late.
Yeah.
It's 10:38.
No, it's probably about 8:30 where Ron is, but
it is.
Yeah.
But that's still past my bedtime.